weekly. Random thing.
I knew I forgot something. I was like, it looks. that was 5 minutes of me like dancing without the microphone, and I was like, wow, it looks really clean today. Well, that's because my microphone's on the floor. Hi, welcome. I'm obviously super prepared. I'm just gonna put that down here. Welcome to Kia's World. I'm hoping there's no tech issues. We let the countdown go a little longer today, so that's my solution. Because otherwise, I have no solutions. Other than just, everybody stay calm. The playback, it looks perfect, so I don't know. It must be a YouTube thing. Susan, get on this. Welcome. What a crazy week. It's only Tuesday. Everyone's here because Rach Hollis, dun dun dun, is dun 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 going on tour. Oh my God!
Rach
On tour. Can you believe Rach Hollis is going on tour? My God. We were all desperately waiting for the chance to buy tickets to Rach Hollis, the live presentation. Okay, someone said I predicted this. I forget where. Oh, on Reddit, someone said Kia predicted this, and I was like, I did. I didn't predict it. Well, maybe I did, but I remember there was one podcast where she said, like, this is months ago. She said we're looking into doing something across a few cities, and to me, I thought like, okay, we're about to do tarot cards on the road or like fortune telling. Rach Hollis, the fortune teller, traveling in like a, I don't know, magical carpet or something. But then nothing happened. So I was like, all right, whatever. Forgot about it. But apparently this has been the whole thing. I have several questions. First, well, she answers some of them. So I don't want to spoil too much of the video where she makes this announcement, which, as she would say, buckle up. It's a little cringe. But question number one. Excuse me. Question number one. What cities? I mean, she alludes to a few. Sounds like the South to me. Question two, why? Why? And why, sub A, question A, of the why question, who is the audience for this? Why and who is the audience? Is it the same audience? Because that's what it seems like. The same audience that she had before Toiletgate, before the divorce, yet she, during the Skinny Confidential podcast, said like, I don't want to give advice to women anymore. I'm done with that. I want to just be like a nobody like Jon Favreau. So I'm a little bit confused as to why you would go on tour to give women advice. And no, there's no real, she has not specified as of yet if this is the hippie Rachel? Is this the Rachel, the only hippie?
Am I the only hippie?
Or is this boss babe Rachel?
I don't regret anything.
Or is this paleontologist Rachel?
What happened to dinosaurs?
Who's to say? So we're going to watch that video. But I thought that was the breaking news, which it is. That's the biggest news of the week, I would say. But there's two other things Rachel related. So we have to lead off this show, this episode of Kia's World, the Hollisville inception, with Rachel. Sometimes I start with Heidi and Dave when they are literally off the deep end doing crazy stuff, passporting around the world. But they're kind of boring. They're back to being boring, and I'm glad for it. I'm here for it. They take turns. I think it's part of the marketing. I think it's literally part of the bigger brand that they're creating. It's like the metaverse where their brand now is this. We are somehow supporting them by creating content exactly like the content that I'm creating currently and that you are consuming currently. That would be pretty epic, I would say. That's Web3, when all content that is made is actually created for the very purpose of making it cringe so that the influencers, or not influencers, but like the critiquing YouTubers like myself and Reddit and stuff, those communities can thrive. We're not about toxic positivity. We're about just marketing everything, incepting into different levels of consciousness. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here, folks. So welcome, everybody. I'm seeing your comments come in. They look like they're somewhat on time today, so that is a plus. Thank you, thank you. Also, if you're bored after this video, and you're like, I just did not have enough. I did not get enough content on this channel. I just posted a video with a content creator named Eva, is her real name, and her handle on Instagram is Why Don't You Say Something. She's a former boss babe turned kind of comedian, content creator, someone who's in the space trying to kind of raise awareness about some of these predatory practices with coaching and spirituality and, boss babing in general. So check that out later, but not until later. Thank you. Alrighty. So before we go, we're not leaving. Before we start, I'm green. Uh-oh. Hold on. I can't be green. I must be Rise conferenced. There I am. Okay. Back to it. We got a boothing sighting today.
Boothing.
Boothing, a.k.a.
My boyfriend.
has been on, well, he was already on the grid. He was on the grid forever ago. This is the first, wait, hold on. This is the first boothing sighting. Back in July 20, I was going to say, back in July 23. What does that mean? July 23rd, 2021. This is him. Secret, though. This was when they were still secretive. Then he was posted again. This was his event. I think there might be here, too. No. Wrongo. This one. Duh. This is him. Again, secretive. No tagging from behind. Still unsure who this is. Could be anyone. Could be Hello, kitty. Taro's going to make an appearance today. I can feel it. Could be Lance Bass with curly hair. Could be Justin Timberlake without a haircut. RK Gold. Hey, are you just subscribing now? My goodness. Welcome. Welcome. They got they got multiple fanny packs. I didn't even see this before. Is this where Heidi got the idea to make fanny packs? Uh-oh. You know, I make jokes, and I say jokes lightly, that Heidi takes a lot of her steps from Rachel, a lot of her ideas from Rachel, and now I'm even more convinced of it. Interesting. Okay. All right. Then we didn't see him for a little bit. Then we have him again. Here he is. This time he's tagged, so we're making progress. This was January 31st. New year, new boo. Not really. New year, new resolutions. I get to tag you and put your face forward in the screen. That was her resolution, and he apparently obliged. And then not again for a little bit. And she became a singer in between this time, so we've gone a long way. But here he is, folks. Cez Darke. Dun, dun, dun. And he's tagged. Okay, but someone pointed this out to me on Instagram. But it doesn't say to my boyfriend, to my boo thing, to anything. Just happy birthday. So could my conspiracy theory still remain? Possibly. But it seems unlikely. However, I will say she has very much lessened her my boo thing, my boyfriend a lot. In the last Rach Talk that we watched together, she didn't mention him at all. So that's shocking. And then in a podcast she recently released, she said, I'm wearing my boyfriend's shirt. But then that's the only thing that she had said. She had moved on. Thank you, Rebecca Romana. Okay, let's see. Rebecca says, Obi-Wan Kenobi series premieres Friday, y'all. Get ready. Anyway, when is Rachel going to release a parenting book? I need to hate read. Good question. We are going to talk about Rachel releasing a new book potentially in December, right in time for Christmas, because everyone knows that's everyone's favorite gift. Now, this is totally alleged because this is like unconfirmed, just rumors, and I'll kind of weave the thread of how this all came to be as to be a rumor about her new book coming out. But we'll talk about that after Rach Talk Live. That's what I'm going to call it, Rach Talk Live. There is the conspiracy theory about her new book, sort of, thanks to Reddit, and I will credit the person who kind of tipped me off, and then I will give my additional conspiracy theories about what the title of the book is, and I'll talk about that and explain why. But we have to get through the juicy parts first, and we got Cez Darke here, once again, Shawn Mendes's tour manager. So thank you again, Rebecca. If you stick around, we will talk about that. So here is the post. Oh yeah, and I said, and then she talked about what the video we're about to watch about her going on tour, oh my God, on tour.
super freaking privilege.
She said, my boyfriend's also on tour this summer. So she did mention him again once on camera. So, you know, I still am holding out hope. I shouldn't say that. I don't care if they're together. I just think that's it. It's inevitable for them to break up. But maybe I'm just a hater, loser. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, so it says, happy birthday to my favorite Brit. Actually, I forgot about Maggie Smith. Should I know who that is? Am I dumb? Am I old? Am I unwise? Who is that? Who's Maggie Smith? She's an icon. She's the... Oh, okay, duh. I do know who that is. Okay. Oh, no. She's the Dowager. I don't know what that word is either. She's the Dowager Countess and Mrs. McGonagall. Mrs. McGonagall. Did she get married in some point in the movie that I did not see or in the books? I know her as Professor McGonagall. Okay, so I guess Rachel's a Harry Potter fan. Not really. Happy birthday to my second favorite Brit. So didn't say my love, my soulmate, my fuse, my poem in walking form. But, you know, whatever. He's got curly hair. He supports Pride, it looks like. Good for you. Good for you, Cez Darke. Let's see if he thanks Rachel. No. Doesn't look like it. Let's see if on his page, if he has posted some sort of birthday announcement with her. Ooh, no. No. No mention. Now, to be fair, he hasn't posted since January. But, if I was Rachel, I'd be like, what are we? Do I even exist to you? Do you even care about me? Because literally, I've posted you 17 times, and yet you don't post me. I'm pissed. Anyways, that's that. I'm sorry that I did not know who Maggie Smith was. My bad. I should know. I know who Professor McGonagall is. I don't think she knows who it is either. She just looked up like famous British people and she's like, oh, people will relate to this one. People will relate to this one.
I want to be relatable.
That was what she was thinking when she was making this post. Okay, and then this one is her doing a moon ritual. And then she also used it for her podcast. So anytime you think anything is genuine, she's just giving it to you for free because she cares. She also uses it for content. So keep that in mind, everybody. And then this one, this is just a preview about, motherhood. It was kind of meh. The only thing in that one that is worth listening to, which we don't have to listen to it because it was basically pretty boring, except that she outed her kids and said that her young son said that he said, so the young 9-year-old said, Mom, you used to be meaner before. You kept telling us what to do all the time, and you were meaner when Dad and you were together. And then allegedly her older son said, no, that's not true. She's, as in Rachel, is just the responsible parent. And then Rachel goes on to say, see, he gets it. Yeah. So that was kind of rude, I thought, even though, I'm no Dave Hollis stan, but give the guy a break, don't let it, do you have to really publicize that his children are disappointed in him or whatever? It's like, keep that to yourself. That's just how I feel. It's like, well, that's not valuable to me in my life. I mean, it gives me content to talk about, but like as a viewer, consumer of self-help via Rachel, like what am I actually getting from that? Other than juicy gossip, but come on. That's immature. You're made for more, Rachel. You're made for more than that.
But also,
just spill the tea if you're going to spill it. Like, stop leaving these little dribbles everywhere. I'm sick of listening to these podcasts and getting nothing but just more of like, he has a secret double life. He has a triple, double, secret, quadruple, double Dutch life. Okay, can you explain more? No, I can't. Every podcast I'll give you one little detail. I'm sick of it. Okay. Anyways, here we go. Thank you, everybody. Oh no, I see JB's comment. Oh my God, JB, I've made your comment the size of this entire screen on accident. Dr. Raymond started a video. Can't wait to watch that. Never. I hate him. Moving on. Okay, here's the big announcement, everybody. This is Rach Talk. It's 12 and a half minutes, pretty short and sweet. So let's do it. Are you ready, Rachel? Are you how much will we pay for this live thing that you're doing?
It's as much as Jeffrey's dental surgery.
Okay. Well, we'll figure that out. Prices are undetermined so far. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, welcome to Rach Talk, my weekly show where I sit here and talk about random things. And today we have the biggest announcement. I don't even need to tell them what it is because that's what the whole episode's about. Guys, I got some big news. We're going on tour.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot to mention this. You can't see it here in this view. Also, how is the sound? Does it sound good? Does it sound like it's high enough? Do you want me to raise it? Let me know. I forgot the lead here. Breaking news, we have an exciting announcement. Get your hearts ready. Get your hearts ready. Get your hearts ready. This is from a New York Times bestselling author, everybody. I know well, I shouldn't give her credit. She claims that she has a team, which remains to be seen other than the editor. But come on. This has been up for a day already. Just fix it. And also, there's some issues in these links. I thought I was blocked. Click this link. Can't find this account. And I was like, oh my God, I must be blocked from TikTok. Nope. They just put the bad link because it comes up when I search it. So whoever you've hired, Rachel, probably yourself, needs to do better. You need to do better. Stella Black, thank you so much. Thank you for that super chat. Okay, let's see what you said. Oh, you have a character jumping in the air joyfully saying, yippee! Choose joy. That's what Rachel would say. For that, we are going to say,
My guardian angels, my spirit guides.
they thank you, Stella Black, for that character that you've left. Thank you very much. Okay, sounds good. All right, we're gonna go back to watching. This is the part of the edit where they're showing the excitement of how everyone's gonna react now that the Rach Live is coming to you, a city near you, potentially.
That was not, I don't want to yell. I don't want to alarm Jeff. We're going on tour, Jeffrey! Jeff, we're going on tour. We're bringing Rach Talk around the country.
Why?
Jeff, treat? We got a treat, Jeff. You want a treat? That's right, it's a tour, Jeff, of the whole country. Or just 10 cities.
Oh,
Will you
I'll
get
have to
him a
move
treat
myself.
now? Because we're jerks. But also, how rude. This is a huge event in my life. You don't even care.
I've never seen other influencers or anyone really in general who's ever wanted their pets to give them so much validation. I know it's a joke at this point that Jeffrey is just a non-loving dog, but I don't understand. What do you want poor Jeffrey to do? He's like, I'm going on tour. He's supposed to like lick your face like ceremoniously. Like, I don't know what the answer is. They're both now. Heidi now all of a sudden has comments to make about Jeffrey the dog, but Dave, Heidi, and Rachel just say this dog sucks, and it's like, what do you want him to do? Oh, he doesn't love me enough. It's like, do you need constant love and appreciation from every single thing? Not even person. Now you need it from animals. Come on, get real. All right. So stupid. Anyways, it's just like, oh, we're being jerks. Who who baited Jeffrey to come with a treat? Just you, Rachel, most likely, because it's your dog. Okay, anyways, continuing.
We're going on tour. Okay, so let me explain what is coming and what is happening, and get your hearts ready, because...
Get your hearts ready. What does that mean? Okay. I'm ready. I'm ready to watch this video. This is, by the way, Rachel has several different voices. She's got child voice. Hi, guys. I just wanted to send you a little something. It's called meditation. I don't know if you ever heard about it. I just want to say, like, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, that's like her sweet, like, forgive me voice. Then she's got toilet gate voice, which is, what do you think about me that made you think I want to be relatable? Okay, that's her, like, girl boss, I'm on stage, I'm in charge voice that she uses. And then she's got this one, which doesn't come out very much anymore, but this is, I have something to sell you voice. This is like, okay, guys, I'm so out of breath because I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. This is like, whew, I am like doing like Rise Together Fitbit app, and I'm going to do like so many like workouts. I'm just like so excited to sell this, like selling QVC Rach. Maybe we can watch that at some point. Same voice. Just as this is her like in sales mode, and it's to create that environment of like, ooh, excited. But like, who is this for? That's what I kept thinking watching this. Like, who are you speaking to? A 50-year-old woman? A 20-year-old woman? What age group? What interests? It's confusing. Basically, she's speaking to people who are obsessed with Rachel Hollis, but I don't know who those people are anymore. Are they secret? Possibly. Because I don't know who else, like, it's not like, this is for women who wanna, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, there's none of that. It's just like, if you love me, you'll love this. It's like, who loves you, though, anymore? No offense. I mean, offense. Sorry. There is offense there. I'm genuinely curious who she's attracting anymore.
This is so amazing. Since 2017, as a company, we have been producing events. We've been producing conferences for business, for women, for couples, for all sorts of things over the years.
What?
And
I didn't even catch that the first time. How dare she say we produce events for couples? I mean, it's true. I guess like I could be mad if she didn't say like, oh, for couples, but that's supposed to be like something you're standing by? Come on. We've produced events for couples. Yeah, me and Dave, who got divorced like 2 months later. Psh, it was a great event. It was amazing. The advice was so helpful for everyone, especially our marriage, which ended like several days later, you know. She just said in the podcast that she did with Lisa Bilyeu today, which is so funny because Dave did a podcast with Lisa Bilyeu last week. Get a new guest, guys. Come on, find some creativity here. She said, Rachel said, if I would have, listened to my gut, I would have like left Dave 5 years ago. It's like your daughter who you adopted with Dave is 5 years old. How effed up is that? Basically, you're saying as soon as you got your daughter, you wanted to divorce your husband. That is not going to make her feel good when she goes back and listens to this, like via her therapy sessions when she's in her 20s and 30s. You know? It's not nice. People, I don't know, whatever. They don't consider the children, I feel like, very often in this content, because how can you you're going to hide their ears forever? They're going to be adults and listen to this stuff at some point. Like, I just find it to be annoying. Like, just consider them for 1 second, what might make you, a child who's adopted, feel if your mom said, oh, 5 years ago when my daughter was born, I would have left my husband if I had, smarts. Thank you, JB. She's probably renting a conference room at the Holiday Inn. You know what they're doing at the Holiday Inn? Nothing, chilling. Thank you. Thank you, JB. I always appreciate your comments and your super chats. However, I can't let you go without saying this.
We have a lot of really great friends from Canada.
So Thank you for joining. Okay, back to Rachel, and this is her sales voice. Just to recap. Okay, bye.
And when I looked out into the landscape of what comes next for us, I felt really confident about two things that were very important to me. The first was that I really wanted to go to you. So with the conference, we pick a city and then people fly in from all over the world, all over the US and all over the world to attend. And that's amazing. And it's so freaking powerful to have people from so many different places in one spot. But it really limits so many people who want to attend because they don't have childcare or they can't afford travel or it feels too daunting. And so the first intention I had with this tour was that we would come to you. We would bring the fun and the joy and inspiration and maybe the motivation and all of the great stuff that happens at one of our conferences, but we would do it in one night. Right? So instead of it being a 3-day full conference commitment, it's one evening with your girlfriends, with your sister, with your fella if he's into talking about girl stuff too, but it is going to be so fun and we are coming to you. The second thing that I love about this iteration of our shows is that it's way more affordable. So if we produce a 3-day conference, it's massive and it literally costs millions of dollars. But by doing a tour in different cities, we can make it smaller. And because it's smaller, we can make it way more cost effective. So this September and October, I am coming to 10 different cities in the US and I'll be announcing cities soon. So get ready. But I wanted you guys.
Again, I don't know who's going to buy a ticket. Now, okay, so the two things. Now, I can't tell. Let me know in the comments, in the chat. Do you think she's A, delusional, and she really thinks that she's got fans? Or B, that this is some sort of, like she's got a scheme going on? I don't know. Like she's got some sort of insurance thing or like, I don't know what. I don't know what. I guess she's delusional. I guess is the only answer that I can come up with. Because, okay, this is her reasoning why I went to the Rise virtual, the last one that she did. It was hybrid. So you could go in person in Austin or you could do it online. It was $250 for online. It was 3 days though. It was I think it was like 1 year ago because it was during a holiday. I think it was Memorial Day. So the tickets at the high end were like $2,000. So yeah, that was expensive. Plus COVID, plus there was a bunch of other stuff going on. You know, that was a lot. It was a lot of money. You had to fly to Austin to attend, and what else? And COVID. So okay, so those are like the three things. And she had just kind of been like at the start of sort of her cancellation, or like in the middle of it. She had sort of come back so that she could, you know, like market this event, but she didn't sell many tickets. She had like the event space I think had like thousands, I believe, or at least 1,000 tickets at least, because it was a event space that was like a musical hall. So she didn't sell those tickets. So all of a sudden they said, oh, they're sold out, which they weren't. But basically they turned it into a live studio audience type of vibe. And they just had a stage put in the middle of the room. And there was probably, in my estimation, live, because I watched it, like I said, like from beginning to end, I saw all the live footage and I made a video that's on my channel. If you want to watch it, you can see the footage too. There was like 100, probably. In my estimation, about 100 people purchased tickets. I actually talked to one person on my Instagram that had claimed to be there, and she had very good things to say about it. She didn't want to talk about it as of yet, so hopefully, maybe, fingers crossed, she'll come on at some point to like talk about it, because I guess Rachel kind of gave some hints about the future, about what the company is going to do and blah, blah, blah. But anyways, I think she thought that she was, you know, maybe those reasons, like the COVID, the flight, the prices, that was what was holding people back from coming to see her, because she gets Instagram engagement, some, and people are fairly positive on Instagram to her. So maybe she's delusional about that. Maybe she's like, well, the podcast has views because people get it auto downloaded, because I didn't even know that happened. Like it automatically downloads on your phone, for Apple at least. And then now, so she thinks like, oh, I'm getting 100,000 downloads. Like there's tons of people listening to me. And a lot of those probably are hate listens too, And then the second thing is like, okay, she's getting Instagram following, and she's like, well, if I go to them and it's cheaper, that's the two things holding people back. So that's, I think, that's why she's doing this last hurrah, because it's like, if this fails, then truly she is canceled. I think she's truly canceled, but I'm also in an echo chamber. So, obviously people who I talk to a lot don't care for her, but that doesn't mean that the general public feels the same way. But based on her views on YouTube, like she gets like 20 comments max, and some of them look like spam. So I don't know. Okay, shut up, Kayla. Back to it.
To be the first to know that Rach Talk is going on the road.
I actually laughed at this.
And if you're wondering what could possibly happen at an in-person event that you aren't already experiencing in this video magic.
Okay, now she's about to show Rise conference video footage, but then shortly after say, this isn't like Rise. Don't worry. If you've been to Rise, you'll definitely find a new experience here. Okay, so why use this footage? But no, I guess she's trying to grasp at straws, I'm telling you.
Let's just show you some things.
Like, this is not what it's going to be like at all. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know. What do I know?
I guess I can't even say anything else about this. Is a tease. I can't even give you all of the information yet. I am only allowed to just tell you that I'm coming to you, and that it's multiple cities, and that we will be announcing all of those on June 13th. We are announcing all the juicy details, everything that you need to know. Get your hearts pumped, and tickets go on sale June 22nd. And the reason I'm telling you guys about this first,
I gotta pump my heart. Hold on. I gotta get my heart ready. I gotta get my heart ready for this ticket sales for Rach Hollis Talk. Okay, I'm ready. So June 22nd, tickets go on sale. Cities are announced June 13th. Okay, and then the actual event's September, October. I have a feeling that the tickets aren't gonna go. Well, I think the tickets are gonna go on sale, and I think they're gonna sound like, God. Okay, my prediction is they will sell 200 tickets per city and then cancel the entire tour. I'm sorry, Rachel. That's what I think. Sorry, girl. That's just my prediction. Come on.
We're best friends.
We're still best friends, right? You still love me and root for me, even if I don't think you're going to sell tickets? Please.
First is part of doing a tour is that these are smaller venues. So when we do a conference, that arena can hold 8,000. When we do this, that theater can hold 1,500. So because tickets are way less expensive and because there are less seats, I am telling you way in advance so you know. Like if I'm coming to your city, if I'm rolling into Omaha, if I'm rolling into Charleston, if I'm rolling into Birmingham. What up, Alabama? Hypothetically, Bama, if I was about to come to you, hypothetically, you would want to be ready in advance. So, the dates you need to know. June 13th, all the cities are announced. You get to see all the details.
Okay, so she sort of dropped 3 hints there. Omaha, Nebraska, Charleston, South Carolina, and Birmingham, Alabama. Okay. No shade against those places, but I think there's a theme here. Do you agree, everybody? Yes, we do. Oscar, where is your... Okay, here it is. I came in late. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you. Okay. She gets only positive comments on Instagram because she deletes any negative or critical comments, as we saw after Toiletgate, and I'm still mad about it. Yeah, that's very true. And she blocks people like moi. who doesn't even interact with her Instagram. That's very true. And I should remind myself. And the thing is, I have my Finsta, like my non-Kia World related Instagram that I look at her stuff at, and I don't go on that account very much, so I might be missing stuff, or where it actually gets posted and she gets negative comments versus like, oh, I love you, Rachel, I love you, thank you so much for this, oh my god, this is amazing, thank you. That's all I see on her Instagram, so maybe I'm biased because I'm seeing it like after the filtration has been filtered. So I think, so for me, as a Florida girl, wash your palm tree. I'm fairly close to Alabama, sort of. I mean, it's still a drive. I'd have to either do a road trip, or I could fly there. I'm down to go. Let me just say that. I don't think they can ban me from buying a ticket and going. So if this actually exists in September, which I got my doubts, then I will go. I will make my proclamation now that unless there's some sort of thing against me going, some sort of restraint put on by the courts, I'm down to go and report back and do as much reporting as possible in real time, as they say. All right, let's continue. Important dates. So just everyone jot down the dates in your mental memory. Everyone jot the dates down in your Start Today journal so you can't forget. Get your heart started.
Find out everything you need to know. And June 22nd, tickets go on sale. Well, pre-sale starts. It's not even tickets, it's pre-sale. Let's be clear. Pre-sale is for people who are on my email list. This sounds like a whole big push for the email list, and I didn't think about that till right now. I wish I was that sort of marketing genius, but really it's just if you're on the email list, you get early access. Tickets go on sale June 22nd, unless you're on my email list. And honestly, if you are still here and you've been listening to me talk and this ridiculous skirt this whole time, then it means that we're friends and you should definitely be on my Sunday email. But if you're on that list, you get early access to buy you can buy your tickets. I'm gonna try it one more time. Here it is. Tickets go on sale June 22nd, unless you are part of the pre-sale, which goes on June 20th, right? And how do you get in that pre-sale?
How does she not know? Her assistant person is like in charge of everything? Like Rachel wouldn't know? Isn't she the boss babe CEO of this company? Why doesn't she know the dates? Why don't you put it on a piece of paper and look at it right before you record this, because it's not live, so you could look at it and go, okay, June 13th is when the tickets are, the cities are announced. Okay, so tickets are on sale June 13th. Like, why can't you just, it's that important that we do it in this, like, I don't know. There's a time and place for authenticity, but there's a time and place where you just need to get the information out correctly and not be like, oh, I don't know when are the dates? Like, cut that out of the edit. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Dane, for a wig and a disguise to attend Sus 2.0. Hell yeah. Thank you so much. That is more than...
It is 18 American dollars.
Dang, I pushed the wrong button. That is more than...
18 stinking dollars.
I appreciate that so much. What color wig should I get? Blonde? Should I get Rachel's hair? Like the half wavy, half straight look? Is that what we're going for? Because I'm down. I will sew it into my hair to make it more believable. Okay, so pre-sale June 20th. So you only have 7 days, which I guess is enough, between the city's announcement and pre-selling if you are on her email list, which of course I am as an Rach insider. So I guess I get access. Okay, so we'll know in a month. Well, no, I will be out of town, but I can still buy the ticket. I'm going to El Salvador. If anyone lives there, I will be visiting the country during that time. So I'm very excited. That's a side note. Back to Rachel. What's really important here?
So you're like, Rach, what do I need to know? What's the magic code? You're on the email list. That's how you get it. If you get my Sunday email, you get early access to pre-sale. If you are not on the Sunday email, you are missing out because every single week I write a little letter. Sometimes I'm like, here's my favorite skincare. And sometimes I'm like, here's this thing I'm going through. And sometimes I'm like, hey girl, you're pretty. I don't know, but you should totally.
She's never said that to me. Sometimes she says, I can cure your anxiety by you listening to my podcast. And that's sometimes what she says. That's what she said last week.
Join and write in the, we'll put a link. Like Jack can put something, but then you'd have to type it in. That feels hard. We're going to put a link in the description of this video, and you're going to tap it. And if you're listening to this on podcast, then you can go to the description of this podcast episode. The link will be there too. Make sure you are signed up for email so you get all of the information. First, I'm going on tour.
She's so excited. Thank you, JB. Make your disguise a Heidi costume. I'll just bring up, I can buy show up gear, which is still available on the Rise website. There is like super discount. If anyone wants a cheap water bottle, I'm not hawking Rachel's, water bottles, but they're like $5 or something right now. She's got like super discounts on everything that's that old branding stuff, like Sweat or some, I don't know, whatever she's got on her website from back in the Rise days. Everything's super discounted, so maybe I'll buy some show up gear because Rachel has show up gear. I think I mentioned that before. Not only does Heidi run show up and now whatever has shown up, that came from Rachel too, or at least Rachel had the same idea as Heidi at some point and made show up merch. It's always something with these people, Okay, but you see how excited she is? Like, do you think I'm going on tour? Like, it's cringe because, like, you need to have fans that are excited for this too. Otherwise, you're going to be like, what? The room is going to be a giant mirror. It's you on stage with a giant mirror and just, like, you're pretending. I guess that's all she would really want in a perfect world. Okay, that was mean. But also, was it though?
But also,
was it mean or was it true? Okay, sorry.
I'm coming to you. And who's going to be there? These guys are going to be there. Who's going to be there? Asan's going to be there. Who's going to be there? Rosie picking out my outfits so I don't have to wear. What am I wearing? I should put a video in the closet of me trying to figure out outfits for Rach Talk. This is what I got, Jack. I put on a necklace. I thought maybe that would make Rosie happy, but she's probably devastated by this whole outfit. I did do these boots. It's very like what the girls were wearing in 10 Things I Hate About You. Like it's very that vibe. Think about it. Julia Stiles, she had a look. R.I.P. Heath Ledger. Not the point. The point is, we're going on tour. Oh, do you have any questions about tour, Jack? Anything I can answer?
I love how she's calling it already, like how she says, when we go to conference, this is what happens at conference. Now she's saying, when we go on tour, do you have questions about tour? Like, it's not like the Rise tour. It's not like Rachel Talk tour or whatever, or, it's very much like you're in the inside gang group, you say words like, oh, tour. Now that's what we're calling it. All the cool kids call it tour. I don't know. Just something I noticed. I'm like, I ain't in the crowd.
Answer for you that you're wondering. Will Jack be there? Yeah, he will. How long is the event? Great question. I think 2 hours. I think, because there's an intermission. Oh, I didn't even say this. Possibly the most important detail. There's drinks. I mean, I'm...
Okay, here we go. This is coming from the most important thing is that there's drinks available. Okay, that's wonderful. I have nothing against people drinking alcohol. Honestly, I don't. However, she literally, like last week, did a whole podcast about how she had a really tumultuous relationship with alcohol because she was drinking 3 glasses of wine a night and trying to take care of toddlers, and she woke up hungover every single day, and this was a huge struggle for her. Okay, does that just magically disappear? Of course she didn't explain how she overcame that. Nope, other than like I read books. Which books? We don't know. Which she didn't say she went to a AA program. At least Dave says that. or he didn't go to AA. He went to whatever program, you know, who knows. But at least he has some acknowledgement of like, okay, this is the process that I've gone through. Now, whether I believe that he's actually going to stay sober or not remains to be seen. But, you know, her relationship with alcohol is very interesting to me. I want to do a whole video about it. I will. I'm collecting the audios and stuff. I need to go back into the books and like read, because alcohol, I know for a fact on Oprah's stage when she spoke, she said, I was an alcoholic. Now she said was, but I have not heard what she did to become a non-alcoholic. I guess that's how you call it. A recovering alcoholic. A non-alcoholic is a mocktail that I order. So yeah. Is this the most important thing? She's trying to appeal to like wine moms, you know, like, oh, my mommy juice, my wine. I guess. I don't know. Again, I don't know who she's talking to.
I'm not giving them to you. There's a lobby, and because it's a theater, then in the lobby they have like cocktails. We never had a Rise conference where you could go out to the lobby and get yourself a little Chablis. We're going on tour, and if you're like, oh, like a rock star, Rachel, like a rock star, like my boyfriend's going on tour this summer, and they're in like fancy tour buses. Are you guys? Oh, Rachel.
There was a literal hair flip. Let's go back just for a second. Oh, my boyfriend.
For this summer, and they're in.
Let's try it. A little more seconds.
Like a rock star, like my boyfriend's going on tour this summer, and they're in like fancy tour buses. Are you guys? Oh, Rachel, Jack, are you guys going on fancy? No, we're going in SUVs. It's fine, guys. It's super fine. It's gonna be great. Jack's probably gonna take his van just because he likes to be in control. And you know, the vision is.
Thanks, Rachel. You know who's responsible for buying buses for their employees? It's you, actually. It's you. So if you don't have enough money for tour buses, that's actually on you. That's not on Jack or your employee who apparently created this whole thing and knows all the dates, unlike you. Okay, sorry.
It's just like you grab your sister, you grab your mama, you grab your girlfriends, or like I said, you grab, if you're with a dude and he likes to laugh and he likes joy and also is okay with maybe hearing jokes about my uterus, bring him too. Are we gonna dance? Yes. Are we gonna laugh? Exclusively. Are we gonna learn something? Yes, but not in like a hard way. This isn't journaling. It's joy, it's friendship, it's connection, it's love, it's thinking, it's beauty, it's this, it's butterflies, it's rainbows, it's coming to you. Did I mention that it's coming to you?
So fake. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. So fake. It's coming to you. The last Rach Talk, if you were here watching the last Rach Talk, she literally bitched the entire time about there's a person in the parking lot and they're also sitting in their car. Ugh. There's this person on the plane that watched a movie. Ugh. There's a person on the plane, a different plane, that ate Chinese food. Ugh. It's like, okay. Now all of a sudden, I love you. Yee. I'm so excited. Yee. It's like, big change week to week. You never know what you're going to get on this Rach Talk. Gotta really get your heart pumping because your emotions are going to be all over the place. You never know if she's going to be mad. It's like an evil stepmom. Like, you never know if she's going to come home pissed and just I hate everybody at my job. I hate working at the factory. It's the worst. My supervisor got mad at me and I'm mad. Okay, that's one. Then the next day, we're going to Baskin Robbins. It's like, whoa, you gotta really like gear up, ready for that. Like, oh my gosh, what version am I gonna get? Apparently today we're getting like, I'm excited because I have something that you can buy from me. You can give me cash. Thank you, Joanna. Welcome. Okay, so yeah, the alcohol. Okay, so basically I wanted to stop it there because I wanted to do that whole skit. But the real reason is I wanted to talk about what she says it's going to be like. So it's going to be fun, joyful. Okay, so it's going to be learning something, but not like, not like the Rise where you're journaling and you're deeply thinking. Okay, exclusively jokes. And I forget what else. It seems like a lot of nothing. There's no guarantee about what this experience is going to be like. Sounds like what Heidi describes sus as. You're going to find you, you're going to be you, and you're going to believe you. $4,000. Okay. Anyways, okay, now she's going to talk about something.
I envision it, Jack, is that it's like one part, the sort of free flowing, what's happening, talking to the audience, talking to people live in the moment. And then other parts are keynotes that I've previously written. Do I have like a monologue? Maybe I actually don't know. Like I haven't like finalized what I'm pulling on stage, but it will be slightly different in every city. But I don't know that I think you need to follow me. But I mean, I feel like I'm okay having, like, if they're a groupie.
Thank you, Abby. Let's see what Abby has to say. 600 days sober. You know what? That deserves two things. 600 days sober. Woo, woo, woo. And also, from everyone, from us to you. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's really cool. Her pandering to mommy wine culture enrages me. Seems tone deaf in the self-help space too. I 100% agree. Especially for someone who's used. I am an alcoholic to appear relatable. I am not cool with that. I totally agree with you.
I want to be relatable.
So I think she uses that to get people to trust her, and it pisses me off too. So I'm with you, Abby. And thank you, Rachel Diamond. Hello, hello. No buses with flat screens and primal screaming? No, that's reserved for fitness influencers only. But make sure that you know this about those events.
I am not emotionally stable.
Heidi's not emotionally stable. And also,
It's okay to cry.
there was a lot of crying at SUSCon. So thank you, Rachel. I appreciate that. Wait, yes, Rachel. Rachel, but not Rachel, if you know what I mean. All right, so now she's going to talk about, this is where I think she's like peak delusion. I'm just going to say what's on my mind, everybody. This is peak delusion. Now, not only I think she's delusional that people are going to want to come to these events at 1,500, seat arenas or event spaces. I think, like I said, 200, 300 max per city is just based on, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm a total psychopath and I am just wrong. But based on numbers and based on just kind of general, even knowledge of who she is, she hasn't been on major news networks in a long time, or like she's not on QVC. So she's not bringing in new people. It's basically, did she retain the people she made before? And I just don't think she did. So now she's going to talk about that people will follow her through all 10 cities. Does she really think that she's got that type of pull anymore? I just don't understand. Okay, this is what she has to say about that.
Like they're, I mean, I feel like I'm okay having, like, if there are groupies, like there's a group of women who just like get in the minivan and follow. That would kind of be amazing. What could we call them? We call them the Rachies. Oh my gosh.
Funny.
Oh, that would be amazing. Please get me a shirt. If the Rachies form, please get me a shirt. I guess, you know what? If you have other questions.
So okay, again, let's get some engagement in the chat going. This is my plan all along. Do you think Rachel is A, delusional, or B, this is all a joke? I guess the only answer is, again, A, delusion. That there's like a group of women that still exist somewhere that follow her so devoutly that they will follow her across cities for this magic mystery show that Rachel's going to give keynotes that she's already written, so has already presented or already written, unclear, and she's just gonna vibe with the audience and we're gonna dance and have joy and drink wine. I don't know. Show me one person that this would appeal to. Okay.
Know that details are coming, but if you have other questions, put them in the comments below and then we can incorporate answering them into upcoming episodes or marketing, or we can respond to you, because if you're wondering something about tour, probably other people are wondering as well. But
About tour.
Get
See?
ready.
Again.
Get ready.
Tour.
Get ready. Too many things in my brain. This is totally new. This is not mini Rise. If you have been to a Rise conference before, if you have seen me speak before, this is absolutely new content that we've never done. So So if you're thinking, oh, I've already nope, you haven't done what we're going to do now, which is have fun, So much fun.
So why did she put
So much fun.
So why did they put footage of Rise then? She's like, this is what it's going to be like. Dun, 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 dun. And there's like video, of like the DJ and them jumping on stage and cheering. Okay. But 10 minutes later, it's not going to be like Rise at all. But then wasn't Rise fun too? So that wasn't fun. This is the first time they've ever had fun. I'm confused.
And we might have Jack bring his van so that someone can take that neon sign from city to city.
Oh yeah. She's going to be pissed about this. This is a premonition. I didn't think about this either. Her spirit guides and her ghosts, or what's it called? Spirit guides and what? I forget. Hold on.
My guardian
angels.
My spirit guides.
Sorry, I really did forget for a second. Her guardian angels and spirit guides were trying to warn her not to do this, not to put these tickets on sale by this event happening. The Rach Talk sign broke. What a premonition. Come on. That is like, I know it's probably plastic, but that's like 7 years of bad marketing. She ain't got no hope. I thought maybe there's a 1% chance that this could be successful, but come on. The spirit guides are saying, nope. Mm-mm. That's all the proof you need. Believe the universe. I mean, he's really talented that he fixed this whole thing.
All right, guys, I am so excited to bring this to your city, to bring it to you live. I cannot wait to hug you again. I cannot wait to look into your faces. I cannot wait to hang out and be friends. We will be back next week with another episode. You can check in on podcast.
Okay, 2 things. I can't wait to look into your faces. That's not how faces work. I can't wait to hug you guys and be friends. That's not how friends work either. Friends don't make friends pay for tickets to go see them on a stage. Okay. This is 2022, Rachel. We're not all about those parasocial relationships anymore. That ship has sailed. Dave was on that ship, and it sailed. It actually didn't sail. It sunk in the harbor. So let's just stop doing this. She will never stop. She will parasocially relate to us all day long. In 10 cities.
There are literally hundreds of episodes over there that will help you, that will inspire you, that will make you laugh. And until I see you again, remember, I love you, and I'm rooting for you.
No, you're not, Rachel. You literally hate me. Oh, wait.
How cool is it going to be on tour when I do that, and then just like the lights go?
Yeah. Oh, my God. What a moment that will be. Like, just the lights just, like, go out because they didn't pay the bills, because they rented this venue without doing any sort of market research at all. The lights just go out because, the venue's like, you didn't pay us on time, and they just shut the lights off. And she's like, I love you. I'm rooting for you. Because the event didn't actually happen. LOL. Okay. So that's part 1 of what's up with Rach. What's new with Rachel? Oh, thank you, JB. Can we please stop selling tickets for hugs? Yeah. I want to. I'm sick of it as well. I'm sick of the I love you. You don't know me. You don't know any of us. We don't know you. Rach, come on. Get it together.
Rach?
You know better than this. Probably not, actually. She may not know better than this, and that's the problem. All right, so that's part 1 of Rachel Hollis. The Rachel Hollis. Now, I need to give like 17 caveats for this next piece of information. So, okay, I don't know this to be true, and I didn't have time today because I actually had to go out into the world and work, unfortunately. So I didn't have time to do my own research and confirm this with Amazon, essentially. So basically, there was speculation, and again, the 15th caveat on this may not be true, okay? But it also might be true. So on Reddit, somebody found a author, like a pen name, basically, like a secret name that they said looked like or was, okay, I don't know what the heck I'm saying. Okay, I'll just show you. Let me just shut up. All right, so this is a Reddit post. So basically, they said, the creator said, any guesses on the title of Rachel's health book, conveniently set to release for Christmas, New Year's resolutions? Will she stick with what the health, something else? Has she edited it based on her ever-changing personality and beliefs? Will Heidi try to compete with the book for her own? Okay, great questions. I wonder all those same questions. Now, why does it look like this? It says Lou Silo, Untitled Health, okay? However, like Lou, I don't know, someone said in lieu of Rachel, Hollis spelled, we're getting into like, again, like I said, like conspiracy theory territory. Hollis, Untitled Health. Now this is like some sort of pre-order type thing, not pre-order, but like a testing ground or something, just to like, I don't know, that they're gonna start to test. And the person that posted it, or someone else, said that they also did all their other books this way, that it came out under the pen name Lou Silo first. I don't know why. I don't understand the reasoning of this. But if you remember, before Rachel got divorced, before COVID happened, she wrote a book called Girl, What the Health. Now that is confirmed. That's a real fact. Oh, hold on. Thank you, Rebecca. Okay. Rebecca says, not just the manifesting, but the woman festing and the children festing too. Another Star Wars reference. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, so I'll stop. Children festing too? Is that a reference to Star Wars? I've been saying woman festing as if I like created it. So if it's a Star Wars reference, I'm actually going to be sad. I'm sorry if I stole that from Star Wars. This is from Rachel.
I love you.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. I appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, so she did, that's confirmed that she did write the book, Girl, What the Health. But then because COVID happened, she felt like, well, I can't actually come out with that book now because that'll look like I'm a hypocrite because I didn't, talk about viruses and whatever. And she probably talked about like, it's 100% your responsibility to be healthy is probably her stance, no, most likely. So she pushed that book down and wrote, and she talks about this as well, that she, God, I forget the word for it, but it was like quickened the pace of writing, didn't see that coming. Now she wrote that about overcoming trauma, whatever, and she said she's always wanted to write a book in that fast-paced way. So I guess No Harm, No Foul, that came out, didn't do as well as her other books because I think people also thought like, oh, it's about her divorce. She claims that it wasn't really about her divorce, that she just mentioned it at the top and the rest was about like her brother and stuff. But I didn't read it, so I can't even say I should read it. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I know why, because I'm inundated already with Hollis content, but I do need to read it. I will do a review about it at some point. I should do a review about all of her books because we're already invested in this, right? We're deep. We're knees deep into this. So anyways, this is the totally unknown, unconfirmed guess that maybe she is doing this in December. Now, however, some people were speculating like, well, she's not going to talk like Girl, What the Health? Like that's old, right? Like that can't be the name of the book. She's already talked about that too much. And the fact that it's called Untitled Health makes it seem like she's still open to suggestions. So here is my sleuthing. And now again, still unconfirmed because these are all just websites. But I was on the trademark search website, uspto.gov, my favorite place to look for people's information. So basically you can look up what things were trademarked. Now, you can also look up people. Now, how did I find this before? I think I just searched her name. Now, okay, this. Now these are some examples. She owns the trademark for the Rise app by Rachel Hollis. Okay, that began in 2021. Okay, that's fine. Obviously, Rachel Hollis, the name for clothing, jackets, jeans, pants, skirts, and whatever, that was registered back in 2018 or filed at least. Okay, it's like, what is the point of this? I promise there's a point. Okay, hold on. Let me get to, I'm gonna move myself as well so you can actually see what the heck I'm reading. Okay, we're going deep in the weeds tonight, everybody. All right, now, that's what it looks like. However, she just did some new requests on the trademark, allegedly, on the trademark board. Now, you have to apply first, and then you have to get approved. And she just put in for 2. Stand by. And there was one that might not mean anything, but it also might mean something. Let me look up. Hold on. Sorry. All. Okay. Let's. Sorry, everybody. I guess she did made for more, too. Abandoned. Oh, we can do made for more as abandoned? I don't know what all this means. These are all, like, lawyer terms. But she did made for more. But then it was abandoned, so I guess she doesn't care about that anymore. It's dead. It was abandoned on April 23rd, 2021. Now, this is not important, again. But what the heck is this? No, this is not it. Sorry, everybody. I suck. Okay, how do I find this and not put a link to it? So basically, she put in for 2 more requests, like in the last couple months. And one was for her coaching, a new coaching program. And one was for a podcast title name that Amy Porterfield had done. Now, I need to show, maybe it's Hollis Company. Let's search that. Man. Okay, everybody. Give me 5 seconds of mental space time. Okay. Not that you're actually saying anything to me. Hollis Company. Because sometimes I do these things where it's like I'm in it deep and I'm like 6 tabs deep. LLC. Okay. I'll just bring you on board. Let's do it. I'll show you my methods. Okay. So the Hollis Company recently changed names, I think. Hollis Company LLC. And then Georgia. Now I'm confused. Now I don't think this is right. Okay, so this is all her stuff. Merged company. It merged in 2019. Okay, that's all new. Branch 2020. Okay, so from here, then I got to the trademark information. Company. I'm so sorry, everybody. This is one of those things where I'm like, okay, wait. Okay, there's your trademark. Now what the heck? Oh, okay, wait. They changed the name, the Hollis Company, to the Hollis Company. Okay. Bear with me. Rachel Hollis. Okay, we already have that. they delete this on me? I'll be so mad. They didn't delete it. I just can't find it because I'm dumb. All right. All right. Let's see. Rachel Hollis. Okay. She's there. Documents. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Now, can I just search for multi-search? I don't have the serial number. I don't know. Okay. Word or design. Okay. New user. Yeah, that's what we need. Okay. Let's just search the word. How about that? Nope. Body talk. Hollis. Ugh. God damn it. The thing is, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna find like it all once it's over. And then I'm gonna have all this information and then have nothing to do with it. Hollis. Rachel Hollis. Serial number, but they're all different serial numbers. Oh my gosh. How did I find this so freaking easy before? Can I just search the person who submitted it? Maybe. Can I look at them? Nope. All right, I'm so sorry. I know it's like so boring and like who the hell cares about this anymore? But I feel crazy. Like, did I dream this up by myself? Anyways, okay. Yes, let me go back in my browser history. Great point. Search term. I know. I feel like I'm like, when did I look this up? Okay, I'm gonna search the history. Body. It's body talk. That is what my prediction is. Wait, talk. Okay. Thank you, Bluebird Eyes, for giving me that obvious, not obvious. Well, obviously it wasn't obvious to me, but a no duh. Thank you. I needed that reminder. Okay. Talking body. Okay, this is something that was. When was it posted? Let's see. It was first used back in 2021, and it's processing right now. So, okay. Date of first use, but it was, I guess, like, it's being held as, Rise brand. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay, everybody, we've made it. All right, here we go. Rise Brand Holding, LLC. Oh, God. Close. What the heck? That is who just did these, like, application date things. Okay. So in March of last year, Talking Body was registered or, like, put up there. Now, that is already a podcast that Amy Porterfield did under 3% productions. Now, that is done. It was a limited run podcast where she did talking about body stuff, I guess, or talking about your body. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's still under the Rise Brand Holding LLC. Okay. So I thought maybe if she's not going to do Girl What the Health, now it's going to be called Talking Body, because you're talking about your body, everybody. There you go. That's what I was trying to find. Thank you very much. And it's still, so basically the classes, miscellaneous, whatever, advertising and business, education, entertainment, primary class, education, providing training, entertainment, sporting, or cultural events. It was first used in January. Now, again, I don't know what this means. This could be nothing. This could just be that it's a podcast, which is what she used as this is what the podcast looked like. But since she owns the rights to the name, I wonder if that might be her new book title. Now that was just my little thinky, my little discovery. Okay, so and it was registered or was like added or whatever like a year ago. So maybe that I'm wrong. Who knows? But that was just one of the two. Now, there was another one that I had heard someone talk about recently that it was part of her like inner circle thing. Now, I'll show you what that one looks like. Let me search for that one. Now, that one was called Crossroads. Decisions at the Crossroads. And I believe that Directions at the Crossroads. Okay, here we go. Directions at the Crossroads, Rise Brand Holding LLC. So this one is supposed to be for, educational services, namely providing classes, seminars, and courses related to personal growth, self-help, self-improvement, personal development, business development, motivation, inspiration, entertainment services, namely providing podcasts in the field of personal growth, self-help, self-improvement, personal blah, 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 blah. You get the picture. Self-help, blah, blah, blah. Now, this was filed in January of this year, 2022. It's called Directions at the Crossroads. The literal element of the mark consists of directions at the crossroads. The mark consists of standard characters. Okay, so she's not claiming the font or the size or anything, just the name, Directions at the Crossroads. Now, to me, that sounds like she was trying to make some sort of, new, here it is, some new classes and call it Directions to the Crossroads because she was at a literal crossroads, I guess. Who's to say? That's beautiful. And apparently that was being offered to people that were in her coaching, her like inner circle coaching. And then she was supposed to offer these other classes, but then she backed out on that because I don't know if enough people didn't purchase them or what. But that could also be the name of her new book and just call it Directions at the Crossroads. My book about my body health. Who knows? But that was my findings. And I guess I could also see if there's anything else just while we're here. Because I have the Rise. So it was Rise LLC. Doo-da, doo-da, doo-da. So very riveting internet television. So what do you guys think? Do you think that's like a possible name? Or not? Are we just bored? And I'll show you all of the Rise Brand Holding LLC. And this is all available for public. I'm not looking at some sort of special website for, geniuses. Rooting for you. Okay, so Directions at the Crossroads, Talking Body. Remember this one? Any throwbacks from like a year ago, 2 years ago? For Acher? Remember that? That's what she changed her like Instagram name to at some point. It was very odd. It was supposed to be some sort of thing for her as well. Some sort of, and that could be ERHCA. It's like Rach mixed up. It's like Harpo. I don't know. I thought it spelled Rach, but now it's E at the end, so I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to mean. Your fave, that was a podcast as well that she made that didn't go very far. And then those we already talked about. Now this one was, I don't know what it's supposed to be for. I guess same thing, like podcasting. Okay, downloadable podcasts in the field of consumer goods and services, including lifestyle, beauty, fashion, traveling, cooking, and health. But looks like it kind of like was DOA, dead on arrival, as well. So it seems. So another one bites the dust. Anyways, okay. That is my trademark research. Not well executed, I will say. Of the Rise Brand Holding LLC. And I'm assuming these are Rachel's, not Dave's. So in the divorce, it looks like she retained these. Now, okay, and I saw someone's comment from a while back that if you look up Lou Silo on Amazon, then you will be able to find Rachel's books. Lou Silo, we love you, Lou Silo, we love you so much. Okay, this is what I'm getting. This one. And it says December 15th. And then a bunch of other stuff. Hawaiian stuff? Cover to be revealed. Now, it's supposed to be women in business, general women's health, motivational self-help. And I didn't want to, okay, I was going to make a Instagram story about this, but I was like, am I outing myself? But like, I swear my life, I swear, and there's nothing wrong with if you were searching this, but I swear it was not. When I looked this up earlier, it's like monostat. When I tried to search this before, and I was like, wait, what? And I was like, am I being targeted because I searched this before? I'm like, I have not, especially on Amazon or anywhere else. At least in like, no, anytime I've ever needed this, I've just gone directly to the source. Go to CVS immediately. No searching involved. So I don't know why. I guess maybe it's going to be something about that. Who's to say? And details? No details. See this image? We already saw it. There you go. So nothing really revealed there other than it, I believe it. Okay, Day Street Books is the publisher. Now, who is that? I did not look this up. Let's see. Oh, an imprint of HarperCollins. Okay, it's built on the idea that Day Street Books is built on the idea that by publishing celebrated and diverse creatives with precision and innovation, we will deliver singular and successful publications. Time and time again, readers come to our books for content that educates, inspires, and entertains. Day Street, where culture comes to live. Oh, look whose book is also here. Jenna Kutcher's book, How Are You Really? The Office BFFs, okay. Knocking Myself Up, a memoir of my infertility by Michelle T. Okay, so kind of like in the genre of what, she probably would be in. And that's apparently who is the publisher of this book. And it's going to be 240 pages in English. I don't get why people do. I mean, I guess this is some sort of reason for this, but there you go, people. It looks like same publisher as all the rest. Okay, so yeah. I'm looking at the comments to see if anyone, because I saw if people were like much more I don't remember what her dad's name is. I'm seeing like Lou. I don't maybe it is Lou. Anyways, that's that. Cool. Okay. So no more Rachel Hollis, really. Rachel Hollis comes in hot, comes in on fire, and then disappears into the abyss until something is on sale. And then she goes back. But we will never be disappointed by her ex-husband, Dave Hollis. Dave.
That wasn't nice.
I didn't say anything, Dave. I said nothing. Literally nothing. Dave came out with a blog. Dave is going backwards in the Hollis universe timeline. He is Doctor Strange of the Hollisverse and is going back in time to Rachel's roots and going to be posting a blog. He did post a blog. It's his first one. Week 1. So this is a bi-weekly or multiple week update. Cannot wait to read Dave Hollis's life week by week. Lordy, look who's much past 40. It's Dave Hollis with another picture of him in a field. Okay, so this is posted May 23rd, so yesterday. On his website, MrDaveHollis.com. Not to be confused with MrsMcGonagall.org. .hp. That's two different things. So it's a little long. It's a little bit, if you've already heard the podcast that he did with John, I almost call him John Asaf, John Acuff and Heidi, the 2 episodes with Heidi on the Rise Together podcast, which still is not on Spotify. It's gone from Spotify. It's only available, so it seems, at least for me, Apple Podcasts and probably like Google Podcasts, if that's still going on. Okay, so this was a direct link from the email, basically, because he's giving out these emails. We can look at that real quick, just in case there is something juicy in that, but I'm not thinking so. I'm not thinking anything juicy came out of that email other than the link to read his blog, but just to be sure, and just to, and by the way, if you weren't here last time, I had reached out to Dave through his email and basically asked him to do an interview with me because, you know, he had said in his podcast with Heidi that he wanted to educate the haters. That was part of his life plan. So I was like, yo, I'm ready to be educated in a nice way. I said it much more professionally than that, but that was the gist, and no response. No response. Okay. So that's the update there. Okay, so here it goes. I got this 4 hours ago in my email. The headline is, the subject is, I made a blog, weird flex, but okay. So Dave is like Gen Z, if you didn't know. He is Gen Z all the way. He also has a TikTok account. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, it might be someone else's TikTok account, but they used his name, and it has his picture on it. So just to show you that I'm not lying.
Good morning, it's Boston CEO.
Oh no. Uh-oh. It's showing me funny TikToks. Mr. Dave Hollis, as he would say. He has 0 followers. And no bio yet. There's his Mr. Dave Hollis. Dave Hollis 567. Don't know. Can't see anything that he's done. Can't see who he's following. I mean, it might be a fake account, but I did come across it, and it looks like he's got the same username, so who knows. Anyways, okay, back to the email. Happy Tuesday, beautiful people. I hope the weekend found you connecting with your people. Okay. Finding some way to rest and refuel, and for you parents out there, keeping the wheels on the bus as it careens to the end of the school year. 3.5 days of school left in this camp, and all I can think of are these poor teachers who have to survive the madness of kids who no longer care about much of anything other than summer break. Thoughts and prayers. He is so funny. Oh my God, Dave is such a hoot. As mentioned in last week's email, I can officially add blogger to my LinkedIn profile. Never thought I'd say that out loud, or that I'd be such an early adopter of these new trends. Okay, agreed. At least he's aware. I mean, I almost titled this email 2009 called and wants its blog back. Okay. Come on, Dave. Cut the jokes. This is a serious platform. Blogging is not for jokes. Joking aside, the hope of a blog is to do some longer form writing as a way to stay connected. Feels right. It's going to be that place where I'll drop the observations of this messy, imperfect journey we call life, and tries to leave you with something that makes you think or laugh or feel a little more normal with your own mess, and hopefully relating a little to mine. Okay, once again, this is Dave's new brand. He is #relatable. He is the newfound relatable.
I want to be relatable.
That is Dave. That's Dave's voice. The first entry is a bit of a catch-up on the wild and crazy roller coaster of the past few years, the highs and lows of these last few months. Just click the link, then hit the picture of me staring longingly off into space. So dramatic. Ah, he's self-aware. Oh my God, everybody. Okay, so we'll click there. That's what we just clicked on. Listen of the week. Thursday's episode of the Rise Together podcast was with my friend Lisa Bilyeu. If you want to know about Lisa Bilyeu a little bit, we went pretty deep. It was like a 4-hour live stream on cringefluencers from last week on Thursday. It's there now if you'd like to watch it. And we basically talk about Lisa's new book, because Lisa has been everywhere in all the podcasts lately. She was actually on Rachel's today. But they talked, so Dave and her talked Thursday. Okay, Lisa is one of the coolest people I know and has so many stories in her journey from housewife to co-founding of the billion-dollar company Quest Nutrition. Is that true? Sources say unsure. But that's a video for a different day. The role she has as president of Impact Theory, or the work she fabulously does among other things as the host of Women of Impact. Lisa, okay, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's it for this week. Sending love to you all. Next time, we'll dive into the wisdom that comes from my 100-year-old Grandma Lee, who with a recent cancer diagnosis is confronting the end of her journey in the same way she lived through all of what this last century brought her way. Not even over yet. With a lot of faith, gratitude, and peace. Until then, be well. XO Dave. So his sign off is be well. Rachel's is I love you and I'm rooting for you. And Heidi's is be well. I love you. I'm rooting for you. Here's my booty glute workout you've been asking for. And also here's my children. That's Heidi's send off. Okay. That was a joke. That was a joke. Thank you. All right, so now let's go to the blog. I already had it pulled up, but the whole experience is exciting. Okay, new blog, week 1, catching you up. Hi, friends. Thanks for being here and for the interest in staying connected while I spend a bit of time away from social media. Yeah, that's bullshit because he's on Heidi's social media every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds, he's on Heidi's social media. In bed with his child, with her. I do have that screenshot. I did not blur his face, so I don't want to show it. But Heidi is on another level with her overposting her children. Her children, and now, once again, Dave's children. That's, I guess, all I have to say about that at this time. All right, here we go. Hi, friends. Thanks for being here and for the interest in staying connected while I spend a bit of time away from social media. Lies. Okay. I'm just so incredibly grateful for the support that's come from this community over time, not just in the last few months, but in the wild ride that's been this past 5 years from California to now. Your notes and prayers have been an incredible source of strength, and I'm just so appreciative of you all. He's not saying y'all anymore because he mentioned California. That's why he's not in the Texas y'all. Where do we begin? Where do we begin?
Why do you follow me if you don't already own my book?
Where do we begin? Okay. Well, in not knowing when you've come in on this journey or how much you are up to speed on life, I think I'll start with a little update on how I'm doing and how I got here. Okay, we've already heard this 17 times, but all right, let's read it again. Let's hear it again, Dave. To the former, I'm doing well. Much better, healthier, content, good days and bad, just like the rest of you. Just like the rest of you.
I want to be relatable.
But in a really good headspace. Wait, okay, the whole sentence doesn't read well together. Good days and bad days, just like the rest of you, but in a really good headspace. So I'm just like the rest of you, except I'm in a really good headspace, unlike you, bad headspace people. Moving at a wildly slower pace, more focused on intentional time with the people I love most, especially Jackson, Sawyer, Ford, and Noah, who all look like full-grown adults now. Okay, Noah is 5, so that's not true. And Ford is 9. or 10. I can't remember. But he's under teenage years. More than anything, I find myself grateful for the way 2022 has unfolded, even if I didn't love the way it began. You weren't saying that at the beginning of 2022. I use an app that counts the number of days since I last had a drink, which is a new part of my life. It reads 4 months, 17 days. I plan to have it counting forever, but I am only focused on today. It was back on January 4th that I'd come off a rough week that started with me away from my kids for the first time on Christmas Day and ended with me looking down the opening of an empty bottle. Ooh, okay. The 4th, January 4th. Okay, if I remember correctly, that's when he was with Heidi in Newport Beach, California, with his kids and her kids, and they had 2 separate Airbnbs, and it was like a whole thing, or like at least one Airbnb, and one was like her parents' house or something, or her mom's house, something like that. And there was a video, of course, Heidi outs him constantly. There was a video of him sleeping on New Year's Eve, like sleeping early before midnight. And everyone was like, what is this about? And then there was also a run-in with the police that Dave had allegedly gone down the wrong side of the road or something. There was like a bunch of stuff happening around that period of time. Yeah. So that's all I remember about that. Not a good long-term plan, trust me. Oh, wait. I didn't finish that. Sorry. Okay. Again, it was the end of a long, exhausting, very dark 3-month window where my worst insecurities spoke loudest through the voice of a mercilessly mean inner critic and a return to my great source of shame to numb the pain away. Okay. Not a good long-term plan. Trust me. I do. To the latter, on my most recent episode of the Rise Together podcast on May 12th and May 9th, I described some of how the shitburger of an October through December season was born out of something unexpected around my last book. I don't know what he says. What the frick does this mean? He says this multiple times, and I always try to understand what the hell he's talking about. Okay, I described some of how the shitburger of an October through December season was born out of something unexpected. Okay. Around my last book release in late October. It turns out some of the seeds that get planted in trauma from divorce just take a little bit longer to break through the soil. I digress. I'm getting ahead of myself. I think every single person on earth except for you, Dave, is very aware of that you don't just get over a 20-year marriage within a month. But as a self-help expert, we look to you for more advice. Okay. If you're newer here, once upon a time, I was married to a woman named Rachel, with whom I have 4 amazing kids. In 2017, while I was still working at Disney, and she at a small media company she founded, we decided her superpowers as a visionary and my special set of skills as an integrator, she'd cast the what and I'd help figure out the how, could be combined in Avengers fashion were we to work together. Okay. It's very hard to read, I'm sorry. I'd come through a midlife moment where, having reached a place I'd been pushing toward for 20 years in Hollywood, the existential questions of, is this it? Fused with the belief in a vision for the mission ahead, pushing against a lifetime of pragmatic wiring and a love for certainty, I disrupted a life that was pretty good on paper for the chance for what I believed would be something far greater. Oh boy, that was quite the word salad there. Oh, I read this already, so he does bring up word salad again, but I mean, come on, is that the best way to say that? Just like, yeah, have someone look at this. Okay, so basically he's saying, like, I had a midlife crisis and she needed help at the one time I had a midlife crisis, so it made sense to jump ship. Okay, I got it. The hope that impact might deliver more meaning, something that felt like it mattered more. And so in January of 2018, I gave notice. I'd leave my role as sales head for the film studio I served for 17 years and made a leap to move our family from LA to a small town in Texas called Dripping Springs. Okay, they keep saying it's a small town. It's like a suburb of Austin, Texas. Relax. You're like in the most liberal part of the state. All right. May 30th, 2018 was my last day in a suit. Final day knowing how to do my job well for a while. It was the first big identity shock of the journey, on the journey. The next day, the Hollis company was born. Oh, I guess because it was Chic Media before that. Okay, so when he came on, it became the Hollis company. Okay. It was the first big identity shock on the journey. The next day, the Hollis company was born. The mission, place resources in people's hands to help them have a better life. Big, simple mission. We do it by trying to serve an amazing community on the regular, at first with Rachel's work, and over time with a portfolio of voices in podcasts, coaching, live events, and more, including mine. Okay? As much as I was terrified at the beginning in a world I knew little about, it was a rocket ship of an adventure that would see the unimaginable come to pass. Okay, again with the rocket ship metaphor. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing people's comments about what the big shock was, what was born in the surprise. It could be this. I think this would have a big impact on me if I was in his shoes. So that could definitely be it. Gray Rock 7, that Rachel announced well, she announced the miscarriage. She didn't announce the pregnancy. Which I forget when that was. Hold on. Let's look up when that was. Let's take a pause. I need a break anyways from reading that. I need to refresh my brain because reading ain't easy when Dave is the writer. I will say. And also, I've already, it's too late now, but trigger warning, this is going to be, dealing with Rachel's baby loss. Okay, so she posted this December 16th. So maybe he did find out about it, that it was around the same time. That would have tracked. December 16th, 2021. So, okay, that kind of makes sense. I mean, he already had Pancake Gate, and then I guess New Year's would have been after that. So he started drinking possibly because of all the culmination of things. Who knows? But okay, that was interesting that the timing is sort of on track with what he's saying. So good point. But yes, I also think it could just be him not getting that deep and just saying my book didn't sell that well. My book didn't sell 1 million trillion copies. It didn't. Okay. Yeah, so now we're on rockets, seeds of trauma, running. No more ships. Ships are out. Ships are gone. That's the only thing you can count on not being a part of the future moving forward because he got bullied too much. Okay. So, big books, full arenas, a movie in theaters, a morning show nobody talked about, and the most incredible community where I'll bet many of us met. The 4-person team who wore every hat in a tiny space with questionable air conditioning grew into a full-size crew in our church-turned-office. And we did good work that impacted lives, and everyone lived happily ever after. The end. Okay. Well, not so much. 2 years to the day of last wearing a suit would be the last day I'd wear a wedding ring. Damn. Okay. That sucks. Divorce had come knocking, though it wasn't expected in town. A rug pull moment in life that brought with it a heap of pain for everyone involved. It was an even bigger identity shock in round 2 for a person who identified himself first as husband to her and ushered in a new chapter with wildly more questions and answers. The sadness and surprise of the news was felt as much by me as I'm sure it was many of you, and even though it was impossibly hard to consider it as the right and best thing at the time, time has shown it to be both. Dave, come on. don't make me read this anymore. Basically, what I believe he's saying there is that he didn't, well, obviously we know he did not expect a divorce. Now, whether you're in the camp that believes that, where he was caught off guard because Rachel made it seem like they had an amazing relationship online. So maybe she made it seem like they had a really amazing relationship in their house. Or the other camp where, he's delusional himself too, where he thinks that he can do no wrong and she had told him a million times that they had issues and he's not listening. I tend to fall more in the first camp, where I think that, maybe she was telling him, you need to do better, but he had literally left Disney to work for her company. He was becoming a self-help influencer. He was talking to personal development people. So I don't know which more, like, she's like, oh, he's not growing. Like, how much more do you want him to do, I guess? Now, I'm not saying he's a good person or like that he, was a good husband. I don't know. But from what she explained in interviews about, like, if you're not growing, you're dying. And my husband was, not growing, and he didn't want to be into personal development, but he got it. He did it eventually. So I don't know what else was missing. They didn't share that part with me. With me, viewer at home, loner, loser, viewer. So, yeah. So, I don't know. Which camp are you guys in? Let me know. Let's get some engagement, guys. No, you don't have to say it if you don't want, or if you don't want to. No pressure to communicate in this chat. But I do, I tend to be in that camp. Some people think, like, no, men in general, or Dave specifically as well, they need to be told a million times, or they've been told a million times, and they just don't get it. So I could also see that being true, but I tend to think the first one's more true, just because they had a literal, like, freaking, like, marriage conference about relationships. And I saw the post from just like a couple weeks before they announced the divorce, and it was like very lovey-dovey, very much like, we make out on the regular, we are so strong, we are so great. So it's almost like, are you deceptive, or are you not telling the truth, Rachel? Because she would post stuff like, oh, we're so great, and then whatever. Anyways, okay, back to Dave. All right, okay. But at the beginning, it was just hard. Divorce is the worst for everyone. Public divorce didn't make it any more fun. A divorce that leaves a community that you've loved so much also reeling in sadness, mixed with justifiable frustration, some even anger, ... devastating. Again, not acknowledging why people are mad and angry, but okay. The emotions I connected with most in the beginning of that journey of rebuilding were rejection and fear. Ego telling stories of how it must have looked to have someone decide to move on. Ego telling stories of how it must have looked to have someone decide to move on. I don't know what that means. Scarcity, exaggerating the scale of how I'd never get back to normal now that I'd left Disney and had the thing I left for, what I thought was the mission of the rest of my life, now a thing of my past as well. This is how reading his book was. And he wonders why the fuck no one bought it. Okay, sorry. I'm being dramatic, but that's not a good sentence. Okay, here we go again. This is the same thing Rachel says too, down to the example about the soccer player playing soccer. She uses the same example. So I don't know if he took it from her or she took it from him, but they use it the same. It's like they had the same parents growing up, which is obviously not true because Dave seems to have much of a more stable environment to grow up in. Rachel at least claims that she had a very unstable, unsafe, crazy, they bought me a jacket from Sears and a box cake life. So, but whatever. She did have a trauma when she was a teen, 14 years old. So that is traumatic regardless of how the upbringing actually was. So I'll give her that credit. This is Dave. Growing up, there was something in achievement That was my access to being loved. If I could get good grades or memorize the most Bible verses or score the most goals in soccer, I'd be seen as good. And in that good, light be loved. Okay, this is a couple commas too would help as well. It worked wonders when it helped me build a career, grow a company, get brave enough to try and create my own work inside the space of a prolific creator with whom I'd been married. Oh my God, okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry in advance. I gotta reread this again. I need to like literally highlight it as I go because otherwise I'm gonna miss words. Okay. It worked wonders when it helped me build a career, grow a company, get brave enough to try and create my own work inside the space of a prolific creator with whom I had been married. But of course, there's two sides to that sword. In the aftermath of divorce, the scared little boy inside started running as fast as he could to show that he was still lovable, even if he was no longer a president. Even as he was no longer a husband, without the air cover of a company he helped build, to prove to those in the community that were frustrated that he still meant well. And run I did. Okay, so we have rocket ships, now we got the running. And I said that. I said he missed out on an opportunity with Built Through Courage to use a running analogy, and here we are. Okay, so I want to point that out every time. At first, the running of the next year produced so many amazing things. I ran myself into my best shape ever. That's what he says. He was pretty puffy. He was pretty puffy back in 2021 era. He was getting bulky. And I guess that is good. You can lift more weights, but I think personally, he looks thinner now, but he looks healthier now still. Like he didn't look good back then, but whatever. Ran to God in a way that brought me closer than I'd ever been. Ran into a relationship with Heidi that showed new and amazing facets of love. Okay, what, like powder, meat sticks, teeth whitening codes? Okay, sorry. Maybe they have a wonderful relationship. Ran to writing my next book, and in Built Through Courage, my proudest professional accomplishment. How can he say that? How can he say that Built Through Courage was his proudest professional accomplishment? All of it was bullshit. All of it, he said how amazing he was doing, how great he was post-divorce, how like Heidi was great, his friends were great, he's overcome everything. It's all lies. He just said that 2 sentences up, that it was all a lie. So the seeds were sown, but you're still proud of them? Like, it's not even real. Okay. In all of the running, I was becoming more, and also, okay, sorry. The other part of the book that wasn't talking about how amazing he was doing from the divorce was how many rich, famous people he's met over the years. I met Dan Rather on a plane. I met The Rock. I talked one time to Steven Spielberg on the phone. Like, that's the book that you're proud of? Like, you're humble bragging? It's not even humbly. He's just bragging in a book about himself. That's what you're proud of? Obviously, yes, but come on. It wasn't, Grapes of Wrath here that you produced. Dave. Okay. In all the running, I was becoming more and more confident in who I was and why I was here, but I never really stopped to ask why I was running. So basically, he says that everything that he did turned out well. He got to be with Heidi. He produced so many amazing things. He got into the best shape ever. He's got a better relationship with God. But the real problem is none of that. Nothing like that went wrong. The problem was he didn't understand why he was running. So that's why he's taking a step back. It's like you got too quickly into a relationship with a unstable woman. Sorry, true. He got really puffy and was an alcoholic, as he just said above, and now has forgotten about again. The book didn't sell because it's not a good book. What else? That's it. And God, I don't know. That's his own personal relationship with God. So I just hate that that's a very Rachel Hollis thing of him to do. To say I messed up, but everything turned out great. It's like, so what's the point of this? If everything turned out great, why are you saying I regret so many things? It's like, it doesn't sound like you do at all. Okay, anyways, he was running, or what I was running from. Okay, so I just kept going. to a children's book about tea time and a documentary to storytell how amazing I was at getting back up. I mean, it's good, but I see it now. Again, the documentary was good. Why didn't you release it then? And the tea time book didn't come out yet. Okay, so these are all the things that didn't happen, I guess. Okay, let's recap. To a children's book about tea time and a documentary to storytell how amazing I was at getting back up. I mean, it's good, but I see it now. I'd do a men's conference and a fitness challenge, and I'd show everyone how lovable and unrejectable and smart I still was for leaving Disney. Yeah, sometimes, Dave, people just make mistakes. People just fuck up. It's true. And then you gotta live with it. You don't gotta write a book to redeem yourself. I just need to keep going long enough, and surely I'd convince you of a thing I didn't actually believe myself. Again, why? At least he acknowledged the men's conference. That's a new thing he hasn't acknowledged in quite a while. Okay. That seed had been, back to seeds now, back to seed analogies. That seed that had been planted back in May of 2020 popped through the ground in October of 2021 when it came time to confirm press for my second book. Outlets pulled back. I don't think that's the case. I don't think they were ever interested. I think your PR team lied to you and said, oh yeah, we have all this stuff. And then they didn't actually book anything because no one was actually interested. Like Dave who? Dave Hollister? Whenever I put in YouTube, Dave Hall, it's like auto-corrects to Hollister every single time. Like Dave Hollis doesn't even register. I know that sounds sad, but it's true. It's accurate. I don't even know who Dave Hollister is, but still, I can't search Dave Hollis and actually find him. Okay. When it came time to confirm press for my second book, outlets pulled back in the aftermath of the rocket ship breaking apart and falling back to Earth. I don't know, again, what he's referencing there, other than he got divorced and has no expertise on what the hell he was talking about. No tour for you. Against the backdrop of pre-orders at a fraction of my first release, that same insecurity in the days after divorce leveled up and took the wheel. I just needed to run faster, work harder, push more. I wasn't achieving enough, despite the amazing efforts of Heidi helping me scramble to build a tour and the beautiful feedback from my early readers. I could only hear one voice, one loud, mean voice. You know what I think? I think he just should have not done the tour and just called it a day and said, the press is canceled. I did 1,000 podcast episodes in Mexico when I'm supposed to be relaxing with my girlfriend. And instead I'm panic, doing press on these podcasts with 200 followers. Why don't you just say, you know what? I'm tired. This book probably is too soon anyways. I just give up. And then just accept that. Heidi pushing you to travel to Denver, to Memphis, or wherever he went, to Austin, and do it with no sleep was not a good idea. He keeps crediting her she's so amazing for helping me. It's that's not advice that I would want to take from somebody. Oh, you had something happen? Let's just go completely insane. That's a good idea. I'll help you schedule insanity for the next 4 days. I mean, I get what he's saying. Someone just I was panicked and someone offered to help in the way that they could. But he calls her a personal development expert as someone who is supposed to be above us all. Oops. Above us all in this spiritual realm and this self-help world. It would be hey, not everyone's perfect. Relax, rest, don't hustle, anti-hustle. And that's not what we got. Anyways, that seed, wait, okay, I did that already. You don't deserve to be here. Your success in this space was only because of your proximity to her. Okay, this is going to be a harsh but true statement. That's true, Dave. You're in this. You're talking about self-help as if you have accomplished something in your life that makes you above other people. Able because you are so accomplished to give people advice on their life, not business. If he would have wrote a business book, How I Became the Disney Exec book, that would have been a totally different story. I probably would have never talked about him. I'd be like, oh, he's qualified for that, for sure. He got to the top of Disney World. He's at the top of the castle. He's at the top of the Walt Disney Company. That is quite impressive. Yet he chose to write a book about how great he was doing after the divorce. Come on. You don't deserve to write that book. And if you do deserve to write the book, fine, but you deserve not to sell it. Or people deserve not to buy it. So I'm sorry, I know he's trying to say like, this is a lie, a limiting belief. I told myself. It's like, no, it's actually the truth. And I think he has a bit of truth in his head. That's why he says like these thoughts kept permeating me. It's like, yeah, because they're probably true and you want to believe them deep, deep, deep down, but you have people like Heidi around who aren't good people. Well, I shouldn't say she's not a good person, but aren't good people around you when you need to see clearly, see the clarity of the situation. She's going to be like hyping you up. Like she hypes her parents up all the time. And it's like, what she explains about her parents, they gave her money for not eating junk food, and they wanted them to do push-ups and stuff all the time. Like that doesn't seem very healthy. But she's like, oh, they were the best parents ever. It's like, you don't have to have the best everything always. Stuff can be bad. You can't be perfect and honest. You can't. Anyways, okay. Now I'm just like blah, blah, blahing. And so I worked myself into an unrecognizable, embarrassing, broken down state. Desperate to sell a thing I was so proud of to quiet the voices. Grasping at anything to try and show people who weren't even watching that I was worthy of their love as measured in making a list, the number of copies sold. Ego, self-doubt, and fear joined forces, and in it ruined the all the good of the release. Ruined by my believing in them instead of believing in myself. I'm glad he's at least acknowledging that he was desperate to sell and that he was grasping just to try to feed his ego, because that's what it was, so it seems. But the last part, instead of believing in myself, it's like you can believe in yourself while also admitting you made a mistake. You can believe in you as a person, that you believe that you have talents and gifts and things that you can offer, but it doesn't have to be the thing that you messed up on. You don't have to delude yourself and be like, no, that book was amazing. It just could be a bad book. I've made videos that I'm like, at the time I put it out, I'm like, oh, this is great. And then it doesn't do well. And I watch it back and I'm like, this video actually wasn't that great. And I need to work on it for next time. I can see why people didn't love it. It's like, but I'm not like, I'm the worst person ever to walk the face of the earth and I'm going to convince people of it otherwise. Like, that's the thing I think that he's not quite grasping even in this recounting of events. I'm appreciating the honesty compared to the Built Through Courage honesty of, yeah, I was really sad for 1 hour and then I got over it. Look at my new girlfriend. I made a picture of her right here. Okay, as my last book came out, I found out what I was running from. Running from a shadow. Running from a question back then of where I fit next to her, to whether I now fit at all. Trying to outrun the pain that existed in marriage and divorce. November and December gave way to darkness. Now the worst things in my head weren't only playing there, but echoed as confirmation bias availed itself online. Okay, so this is where I think he's talking about the Reddit thread and videos like the ones you see right here on Kia's World. So basically he had confirmation bias because he had all the feelings allegedly that I had, or some of the feelings at least. And so he went to look at the content that confirmed those feelings. Is that a bad thing? He's making it seem like, oh my God, like the negative people are the worst. The bullies are the worst. Like they made me have these dark thoughts. It's like, maybe because you weren't admitting it to yourself, like, hey, I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe that's the lesson. Maybe not that we're all horrible people. Maybe you were onto something and there's something better for you than forcing yourself down this embarrassing path. He's an accomplished person. Like, I don't know. It's getting worse like the more he shares. All right. Okay. Let's see. The wee minority waiting for me to trip over my own feet had their dreams come true when I handed it to them, bow on top. In their celebrating in my breaking, I confirmed me as broken. And the only question was, how dark does this place get? Okay, so more blame pushed on to the negative forces, aka I'm assuming myself, because he did reference YouTube videos and probably the other people who create content about him and the Hollis company in general. But again, it's like they were waiting for me to trip over my feet and their dreams came true. It's like all we were doing at that time was being realistic and saying like, yeah, someone traveling that much can't really be healthy at this point. Someone working this hard probably should just take an L and move on to something else. So weren't we right though? Like you could have relaxed. You wouldn't have to go through this. Again, it's like he's putting the blame in the wrong place. Like the real person I think that he should blame is Heidi and himself. Because who was right in the end? We were. Didn't work out. He should have like taken a step back. She's saying like, and she reposted the Pancake Gate. Once again, she posted his rant, you know, not feeding Noah, him telling people to unfollow them if they don't buy the book. She's like, this is the most real Dave has ever been, the most genuine and funny Dave has ever been. It's like, so she supports that version of you. She did that back then at least. Again, I think he's like a little bit in denial about like how the role of Heidi in this whole scenario. Okay, it wasn't a fun Q4, friends. I needed help. Great. So I went to a treatment facility for mental health and addiction in January, sad and scared, embarrassed and filled with shame, dreading the conversations I'd need to have with my kids, with Heidi, with Rachel. Each were beautifully received, understood and supported. Proud of me, a thing I hadn't been of myself for a while. Okay, great. But then later on he says, or like, well, not in this, but he also said, Heidi was mad because I had inconvenienced her. She made it very clear on the podcast that she was pissed off at him for going, but like understood, but was mad and was angry and broke up with him over it basically, which, okay, that doesn't sound fair. And Rachel made a whole ass podcast about his double life. So again, like, are these people your supporters or are they just people who you know? I don't know. Okay, we're almost at the end, sort of. But in heading into a thing I knew nothing about, to handle everything that comes with confronting the unconfronted for 8 straight weeks, it's among the best and most important decisions I've made as an adult. I waded through the things I'd been running from, sat naked with them for weeks on end, normalized feeling, tears on the daily. He was crying before, but okay. Met with the most skilled professionals who helped me see things I'd never seen before. It's amazing when professionals get involved. It helps you, Dave. Sorry. With each day, there was more understanding. An invitation in group sessions to come as you are in a way that allowed me for the first time to see the parts of me that I'd hated and invite them into the room in a way that gave me a chance at self-love. With each weekend trip back to see the kids... Oh, okay, here's a little... I didn't catch this earlier either. With each weekend trip back to see the kids, more conversations, mostly with the older boys who were ready, diving into the details of what it means to be a messy human... destigmatizing getting help when you need it. Okay, so he's saying he went back each weekend to be with his kids. He did go at least one weekend to see Heidi and Heidi's kids, so, because she posts everything on Instagram. But that's interesting, because Rachel made it seem like she had the kids full-time. She did not say he was coming back on weekends. She was like, I'm a full-time mom. My partner, my ex-husband is unavailable right now. She made it very clear that, like, no, I'm the one having to do all this all the time. Okay, again, who's supportive here? Rachel? Not so much. Those 8 weeks in LA have given way to a little more than 8 weeks back home. It's been 8 weeks of taking things intentionally slow, deliberately present with my people, and continuing the work that was started in this year of a reset. Another reset. This time, not a shock, but an invitation to sit back and allow space for what's coming next. Resisting the temptation to start running again. The identity I'm growing into isn't fully formed. Why don't you just have a normal identity? Why do you have to grow an identity? Why don't you just be a person? Be a human, as you say, Dave. Just you don't have to grow into any sort of identity. But at least it feels like the foundation from which it's built on is stronger than it's been in a long, long time. I'm on a mental health and recovery journey that will require attention and maintenance for the rest of my life. Good. I'm glad he's saying that. I've never been so aware of how much I don't know yet, but I do know that I want to continue walking into rooms, into communities that allow me to just be me. You know what community that would have been? Ours. The hater community. We would have preferred you to be yourself. This guy who's proud of every single messy part of who I am and allow that imperfect work in progress to be seen and loved as is. No matter if I make another thing or not. No matter if anything I ever create sells a single copy. Wonderful. That's a good sentiment. Okay. I don't know if this is how blogs to a community are supposed to go. If this is a good way to stay connected or not. Whether you liked it or thought it word salad, maybe me telling you all the things about the imperfect way that I've been and still am human makes you feel a little more normal with the ridiculous ways you end up being human sometimes too. I promise the next emails and blogs will actually have something to make you laugh too. I mean, I am still me. I don't find him funny, but okay. If you're going through a dark period, I would encourage you to believe that there's light at some point in this journey for you too. If you've made mistakes that you don't think you'll recover from, I'm here to say that some of my biggest mistakes have turned out to literally save my life. I know it would be nice to not have to learn things the hard way or grow through pain. I get that being human can suck sometimes. But also, if you're going through it, you're not alone. We all got things. Not everyone, though, can afford 8 weeks outpatient and fly back and forth from California to Texas to see your kids, but okay, we're all the same. We're way more similar than we are different in a way that makes me pretty sure I see a little of myself in you in the same way I hope you see a little of humanity in me. Okay, but if I buy your book, I can find a job, right? Because you're better than me. Because you know better, right? Because I'll read your book and get a job. Okay, sorry. At the end of the day, I quote, okay, this quote he made up that I got some attention online will never die. At the end of the day, a quote I dropped in early 2020 when I didn't yet know how much it might mean comes back into play today. Quote, in the rush to return to normal, let's use this time to consider what parts of normal are worth rushing back to. I think I will. I'll let you know when I figure it out, if I ever do. Between now and then, here's to all the good ahead. Sending love to you, my friends. I appreciate you. Thank you for your continued support. I hope you have a fantastic week ahead. XO, Dave. Okay, and of course, Dave has not just one postscript. He's got two postscript. Because this nightmare will never end. Okay, so basically, I don't have to read this all, but basically he's saying that, okay, let's just read it. Fuck. Okay, sorry. One of the worst parts of November and December was that so much of me struggling was done alone. Yes, I have the most incredible support system, like I'm sure many of you do, but not everybody, okay? But still my shame and my fear kept me from fully sharing all of what it was to feel what I was feeling. Taking a step to get help and talking honestly about what I'm working through has turned every ounce of shame I carried into power. Getting help is one of the things I'll be proudest of for the rest of my life. I'm so glad, Dave, but once again, rehab ain't cheap for the rest of us, for most of us. I'm sure a lot of people would love to go to rehab but cannot afford it. I mean, I'm not saying he has to, atone for that, but like, it's not just like everyone just needs to just go. It's like, yeah, a lot of people want to go and can't. If you're struggling, there's help. Asking for it doesn't make you weak. In fact, it's one of the greatest signs of strength. If you're looking for a sign, this is your sign. It's time to get some help. Tired of being tired, done carrying it alone, then this is your sign. I've added some resources below if you're ready or in need. And if you're doing well, reach out and check on someone you haven't talked to in a bit and see how they're doing. Your call may be the one they really need today. Resources, okay, National Association of Mental Illness Helpline, and then the website. If you're interested in learning more about mental health or addiction-related oh my God, he's got a sponsor. Okay, I get it now, Dave. I get it. You're gonna help your friend get hooked up. You're gonna tell people like, look, rehab changed my life. Now, specifically, my friend at this one rehab center will change your life too. Oh, I wonder if he got to go for free. That would be the biggest irony of all, that he would go for free so that he can now write his blog where he sends people to Cast, the center that he went to, where his friend, who he had interviewed on the podcast pre-rehab, can make profit from you taking care of your issues. Yeah. I think going to rehab is a good idea, but I think it's funny that he's using the exact number, I don't know, the exact one, his friend that he knows. This is where I find it to be unethical. It crosses so many, it goes from like, black and white, like, okay, here's a national hotline. I'm glad he put that in there, but then this just makes me feel icky. If you're interested in learning more about mental health or addiction-related treatment, what it's like, if it's for you, reach out to Robert at Cast, and he can tell you about where I went to dive into my work. And if it's not the right fit, can help direct you to something that might fit better. So if you can't afford it, they'll help you out. Which, okay, I'm glad that he's putting that there. But again, hashtag ad? Question mark. PPS. I'm not making this up. PPS. Of all the things that are next for me in the short term, I'm working with some amazing organizations who are serving others well, and I want to tell you about one in the hopes you'll support them with me, National Angels. As any of you who've been here from the beginning know, foster care is very near and dear to my heart. He didn't talk about foster care in years, by the way. Built Through Courage, no foster care mentioned. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't recall any foster care mentioned during that period of time. I've been witness to the tragedy and trauma that exists in the system from personal experience in 2016. His own trauma, not the children's, because they went home to their actual, I don't know, whatever. I've seen firsthand the heartbreak that comes in kids moving from house to house, the scared faces as they enter a new, strange place, the way love works so powerfully to help soothe their pain. And Scout and Birdie, who blessed our house as we prepared for what we believe would be a foster to adoption journey, and Atticus and Elliot, the newborn twins, with a link, who came in and unexpectedly out of our lives because of cracks in that system. The crack in the system, once again, was that the father, I believe, the father of the children came back into the picture, or came into the picture for the first time. Is that really a crack in the system, or is that how the system's supposed to work? Okay. I read this last time. So he's asking you to send money. He's going to match up to $25,000 of donations. So give money, because he'll give more money, which I appreciate. Can't hate on that. So, yeah, that's quite a long thing. I think he's again trying to like recover his image. It's like, bro, just give up. Like, actually believe that your image in this world does not matter. Nobody actually cares in reality. Like, he could go live a normal life and I will never care again. I don't even care now, really. It's just, I'm so interested in the saga now that I feel compelled to continually update myself and continually update you, because this channel is built for more. Built through courage, made for more. Okay. So that's like the juicy stuff. You know, Heidi's always got stuff going on. She's always outing her children constantly. Look, I didn't even check this in advance. But here's her child again. I don't know what this is, but picture of her kid. Ruby and Mommy morning circuit. Okay. So this is very typical Heidi content. Get her child to record her, but then put her in the thumbnail. Oh, okay. Now her kid's doing workouts. Okay, that's very much. Okay, now she's...
Male version of yourself, you should lower...
Her being a tattooed, bearded person. Okay. Booty workouts, that's typical. Okay, let's see her stories. We're just gonna see what's going on. We're just gonna see. Just say hi to Heidi. Just say hi. Okay, more for children. He's got a job. That's good. Glad that she's showing that on to her 5 million people where he's gonna be. Okay. Oh yeah. Heidi spilled the tea. Okay. Let's talk about Heidi spilling the beans. It wasn't even her. It was her children, of course. Okay, here we go.
Summer has officially started for half of my kids. 2 are out of school and 2 are finishing school. So this house just got a lot busier today, which is actually awesome. I do love summer. I think it's a really, really fun time, but these days are busy. So I'm just getting around to posting all of my stories for the day. I don't know. I was so busy I didn't shoot much.
What is she busy doing? Working out at the gym?
Much. I had a really awesome nutrition education call tonight. It is one of my absolute favorite things. I love our students in nutrition education. I'm going to post little bits of my workout from earlier today, which was great. One thing. How come he's so handsome? Oh, how come she's so beautiful? Inside and out, inside and out. Don't worry.
She definitely, I feel like both now, it's like, I don't know. This whole thing is like, why do you read the hate comments? Like, I know you read it if it's on your page, but like, it sounds like based on how Heidi responds that she reads the Reddit about her, the negative Reddit daily, because she responds basically in like to the people who are writing about her. Just let people like get stuff off their chest. Like, why do you make it a thing where it's like, oh, see, because people criticize her for, and I have too, for always saying like her children are so attractive. Her mother is so attractive. Like, she's a heartbreaker, bombshell. Like, there's never like, oh, my mom is a really nice person. So it's like, she's so hot. She looks so young for 60. Like, and her kids are always like, you know, oh, my daughter is so beautiful. She's so thin. Like, that seems to be the sentiment. So now she's like clarifying, like, of course she's inside and out. Like, I get it, but it's like, it's weird. Like, why don't you just focus on the people who like you? I don't know.
What I was going to say is my good friend Ed Milet. I don't know if you've seen it. He's doing one of the most amazing.
Okay, Ed Milet. I don't know a whole lot about him, but I know he's like an MLMer. I think he was in Primerica, I believe, or one of the MLMs. I need to do a video about him because he's like a guy who was the upline, got a downline, made some money, and then decided like, I'm going to be a guru now. That's my interpretation of Ed Milet. And like, okay, if you look closely at this thing that she's talking about, Max Out Live, okay, Jenna Kutcher, Dean Graziosi, who's like a known scammer, who's like been sued for literally scamming people, has also admitted that he's written books like How to Be a Millionaire while he was like nearly homeless. So that's wonderful. Mel Robbins, okay, I'm sick of her. She's forcing people to have panic attacks during her live sessions. I will talk about that at some point. And I don't know, I can't even see who else. But it's like, we've done this already a million freaking times. This is like the same group that just goes from conference to conference to conference to conference to podcast to podcast to podcast. They have nothing original to say. Morning routine, wake up, be grateful, meditate. Make sure to have a journal and write down your goals. Like, we get it. That's all they're gonna say. Sorry. Okay, back to Heidi.
Amazing things, and it's absolutely free. I would kick myself if I didn't tell you about it. I'm 100% going to be watching. On May 27th, he's doing a Max Out live event. If you don't know who Ed is, you should be following him. And here's the thing, he on his own is a super powerful, amazing, motivational. He actually reminds me a lot of my dad, just in the way that like my dad was super awesome and inspirational.
I don't want to talk about her family too much. Also, her dad passed away, so, he can't change, obviously, like the behaviors of the past now. But she's also talked about her dad as like this aggressive man who, was obsessed with fitness, made fun of her. Like, I'm not saying she should trash her dad, but she always presents this like very flowery picture of the whole world, of her whole world. And so when she says Ed Milet's like my dad, I'm like, ooh, okay.
Motivational, and I love hearing. One of the best speakers I've ever heard. Anyway, he alone is amazing. He has an entire lineup of really,
no joke, was blown away by how bananas great they both are at speaking to the soul. Okay, I don't know who Andy is, or Arette. I don't know who those people are.
powerful people. Some of my favorite people, Mel Robbins, who I
Mary Menounos, she just had freaking, what's his face? I'm sorry for saying the F-ish words today. She had Joe Dispenza on her podcast. Like, come on, people. Marie Forleo, okay. She's the best, I suppose, out of that bunch.
I freaking love to death. Jenna Kutcher, Dean Graziosi, Andy Frisilla. There's a lot. I'm not kidding you guys.
I wonder if she gets a discount code or like a affiliate code for getting people to go to this.
The lineup is amazing. Like, so much so I want to be there in person. Ed, next time I want to be there in person, okay?
They didn't ask you, Heidi Powell, the founder of the SUSCon, to speak about your experience as a butterfly? Wow. They missed out.
I actually don't know if they're filming from the same place or if they're going, I don't know. But what I do know is they're going to be dropping some really powerful, amazing, life-changing shiz on May 27th. Go to maxoutlive.com. I'll put a link right here. I think you have to secure your spot.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's a Zoom.
I don't know. I haven't.
She's like, I don't know. No one asked me to be a part of this, so I have no idea. Okay, well, the link looks like it's just a Max Out Live link. I guess she's trying to get on it for next year. But yeah, again, it's like, I've seen this guy everywhere. He's everywhere. He's on every freaking podcast ever possible. They all just like circle jerk each other. Okay, he looks scary. She's annoying. Don't know who this person is. Oh, he's a PhD at least. Okay, I give him credit. You know who she is. She's a host, but she brought on Dr. Amen the other day too. She had Joe Dispenza and Dr. Amen on her podcast, Maria Menounos, so not interested. Okay, he's actually like a famous person, Rob Dyrdek. At least he's got a ridiculousness. I've seen that show 1,000 times. Okay. This guy, I don't know. I've seen him on everything. He's been on every podcast. Jenna Kutcher, we know her. Dean Graziosi, scammer. Don't know who this person is. John Gordon. Oh, he's got a book now. Ugh, The Power of One More. Yeah, one more recruiting into your MLM scheme. Okay, sorry. Continue.
I haven't done my spot yet. I just heard about it and I wanted to tell you about it as soon as I did. I'm probably even going to send an email to my list because this is how important this is.
This is not important.
Ed, I love you. Thank you.
She loves you just like Rachel loves us. Ugh, wow, amazing. Okay, more booty workouts. Again, she's looking so thin. You know, that's all I'll say again, but like we're supposed to look at this person and be like, wow, she's a healthy person. I don't know. I feel like we're looking at something that's concerning to me. But again, I'm no expert, so I don't know. I have it muted because it's copyrighted music, but I'm getting a lot of great information. You know, very good information about these workouts and how to do them. This is very helpful. Thank you, Heidi. Okay, mirror selfie. Like, I don't want to body judge anyone necessarily, but her legs look skinny. Like, I'm not saying she needs to be thicker or something, but like, skinny. This looks scary skinny to me. Okay, that's it. All I'm going to say. Okay.
Okay, these kids, now that we're out of school, Ruby Lane Powell, what are you most excited about this summer?
I say Hawaii.
Did she just spill the secret?
I did.
No, it's okay.
And again, she's acting like this is a live stream. Like, oh my God, she spilled a secret. It's like, you posted this later on purpose. She hit record, then said, okay, good, put captions on it, and then said, okay, post. So she wants people to know she's going to Hawaii. Why is Hawaii interesting? It's not necessarily, but Rachel loves Hawaii. So are they all trying to now rekindle this family Brady Bunch scenario? Perhaps? Or they're just going to Hawaii because Hawaii is a big state and they can do whatever they want.
And what else? Or what are you going to miss the most about school? Are you going to miss school?
I'm going to miss it so much.
Aww. Aww. Cash has something to say. He just got out.
This year of school is
Yeah.
my favorite school year. The thing I'm looking forward to this summer is probably hanging out with friends and then just chilling.
Same.
So should we leave you home from Hawaii?
I'm excited for Hawaii too.
She really wants people to know that they're going to Hawaii. Like, she made it doubly clear that they're going to Hawaii. Actually, she's going to make it clear one more time.
Mars, what are you most excited about this summer?
Hawaii
Oh.
and Newport.
What am I excited about this summer? Extra house help.
Oh yeah, we're gonna buy a new house.
No, we're not buying a new house. Extra house help, like house help around the house.
But I thought we were gonna buy a new house.
These kids.
These kids spill all my secrets that I post on purpose to the internet. So I don't know if they're buying a new house or they already did buy a house in Newport or wherever. Some people have found some evidence online that her and Dave might have purchased another place in California. But I don't know that to be true necessarily. There's some proof for it, but I haven't been able to confirm it necessarily. So not that I've tried. So do with what you will do with what, as Dave would say.
I'm sorry that you don't have a job.
Just amazing. When they say, like, don't have a scarcity mindset, there's money everywhere, they're talking about within their own bank accounts, because Dave hasn't, like, actually produced something physically that I'm aware of that could make an income in, like, 2 years plus. And yet he's buying houses, he's flying everywhere, he's going on trips. It's like, wow, when you're like a basic rich white person, like, you can basically just do whatever you want. You just work what do you work? Said 20 years? That's a long time. But he's not even like 60. He's like, what, 48? He's like retired now. He just does whatever he wants and just buys mansions. Must be nice, man. Okay, now he's got a job, which I think is a good thing.
Groups, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you...
Let's skip. I haven't seen these. Okay. What is this? Oh, God. Wait, I already saw that? What does she do that? Where she's like in the camera and then backs away. Like, you could just cut that part out. Okay.
In the back of your... Then
Ruby, tell them what was happening. What was happening in the middle of my crunches, in the middle of my core workout today?
see, pretend here, right? There's
Yep.
right here.
Yeah.
And I go around that.
Yeah.
And you're pushing down on it.
Oh, so what?
Okay.
You're going now.
Starting?
Yep.
Her back is making noises.
Go.
That's not good. Ugh. In fact, I claim my body isn't capable of such a... Wait, okay. OMG, have to say it again because I am a girl who does not approve of these noises in public. In fact, I claim my body isn't capable of such a noise from any area other than my back, apparently. I don't get it. She's farting or something? I don't understand.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Thrive Market. Okay, get ready for 17 slides. about
100.
opening
Hold on, let me
Thrive.
flip this. What I was saying is the kids did Thrive Market is
Thrive
discounted rates.
Market.
Through this link, you'll
Thrive Market.
really
Thrive Market.
for a mom in need.
Thrive Market.
Got that yummy.
I'm obsessed with these tortilla chip. Ripped them open and paired with crock pot chicken and homemade guac for a quick dinner. I'm shocked. Okay, that's it. So exciting, everybody. So exciting. Oh, man. Okay, well, again, the biggest news of this whole thing is that Rachel's going on tour. And I think it's going to be a disaster, to be quite honest. I think it's going to be a disaster. I'm trying to see on my phone because I screenshot Heidi's stuff throughout the week. If there's anything juicy enough to make it onto the stream. The only thing is the one of the boy, and I just find that to be not a good thing probably to share at this time. But... well, I guess I could show it without him real quick. I mean, I don't know. It's a video of her laying on Dave, and Dave's on the bed with his son, and his son is shirtless, the 9-year-old, watching a movie on his laptop, and she's like panning the camera. And she's like, on the text, it says like, oh, my booty workout will come tomorrow. I'm busy right now. It's like, what? I don't know. I guess well, do you guys think it's bad if I show this? I mean, it was like on her public account for like a whole day, so you may have already seen it. That's what I think. Sometimes I'm like, should I show this? Like, I didn't show the one about her daughter because it was like too inappropriate, I thought, the other one. But the fact that they're putting these kids out there, it's like, I find it to be sort of hard to just describe, And it's like, if you wanted to look it up, you probably could. So that's the part where I'm like, am I really doing a disservice because people don't understand how weird this is? Or am I part of the problem? And that's where I go, I don't know. I go back and forth. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below if you think I'm part of the problem or if you think I'm part of the solution. Let me know in the comments below if you think that I'm helping society or if I'm ruining society. Let me know in the comments below if you're ready for tour. So like I said, I am down to clown at Rachel Hollis's Rach Talk Live, if it does in fact happen, which I have severe doubts that it will happen. But you never know. Crazier things have happened. She hosted a Rise conference, which I never thought in a million years would actually occur. So, that happened last year. Okay. All right. I'm going to play it. I can always blur it after. I mean, Dave has a whole freaking like multiple videos of his son on his own YouTube channel. So here we go. Okay, it says, but, so this is at the end of several other, like, you know, whatever. These people are just best friends. Heidi and Dave are just best friends. They're no longer dating because they're working on it themselves independently and creating their own lives separately. So, of course, they're going to be together while Dave spends time with his children. Makes total sense, guys. Total sense. Okay, it says, but we're busy at the moment. Be back tomorrow with a full butt workout that will blow your mind. Okay? This is what she finds appropriate. Like, do you really need that? Did you really need that? Was that necessary for anyone at all? I'm so sorry. I missed the sound. I thought it was a super chat, but it was not. So thank you for whoever just subscribed. I appreciate it. Anyways, okay. Yes, I hope Rachel talks about peeing her pants. You know she's going to. She said that she's going to talk about her uterus. So, you know, you always know when the uterus is part of the punchline, it's going to be funny. You know what grinds my gears? People with uteruses. They're just they just nag me all day. Man, I got a uterus. Man. That's my wife. That's my wife. She's gonna talk about, like, she's gonna do her Rach Talk themselves are like nonsense. So now she's gonna do Rach Talk times 10 and make up other stories about how she hates people on airplanes. Like, what other things could she make up? I hate when people walk on airplanes with their luggage. What dummies. They don't have a butler to take their luggage from the airport to the other airport by themselves. They have to bring it on the plane. How rude. Ugh. That'll be the Hawaiian Rach Talk Live episode. She'll be so out of material. She'll be just making up stuff. I hate when pilots like don't press their shirts with starch. It's so rude. Like, come on. What are we? Children? Pilots. I hate them. That's going to be Rach Talk. And then she'll be like, hi, I love you.
But also,
I hate you if you're on a plane near me or if you're in a parking lot near me. I love you and I'm rooting for you.
But also,
if you talk to me, get away from me. Get a life, as my ex-husband would say.
Get a life.
I need to cut more sound bites. I had that on my to-do list, and it's still on the to-do list. I did cut. Well, I captured the audio. I didn't cut it, though. These live streams come fast when you have to leave the house during the day. Okay, so we're actually going to wrap somewhat early. Yay! Yay! Don't go to sleep before midnight. But things coming down the pipeline. So I'm working on right now.
Am I the only hippie?
I am working on a video about Gabby Bernstein. Gabby Bernstein getting covered because I put a poll in my Patreon, which I have decided to now put more focus into because I was fairly neglectful of my Patreon in the past. To be fair, I didn't promise anything. I just basically said, if you want your name at the end of the videos, that's $10 tier. That's like the high tier, and no pressure at all to join any tier. And then the $5 tier, but you can also pledge whatever and still join and see stuff. So I put polls on there, and the patrons spoke, and they said they wanted Gabby Bernstein covered first. So that's the video I'm working on. I'm going to work on it all day tomorrow. Hopefully by early next week it could come out. I'm hoping it goes well. I'm going to be editing it and making it cool, and then maybe we can do a live about her. You know, we can like watch more, just like a couple pieces of content that I find along the way. Because I would love to expand out from the Hollisville. I love Hollisville. It's where I call home. But I also want to visit Bernstein Borough. I want to go to Mel Robbins Village. Mel Robbins Wood. I want to dip in the seas of Ed Millett's shores. So I think it's good to kind of do this research, make an edited video, and then do lives. Because I love the lives. I do. I love the lives. Lives are so fun. They're so interactive. We got Dave.
I will slowly buy you a boat.
That this soundbite brought to you by an episode involving Gabby Bernstein.
I will slowly buy you a boat.
So that's the connection there. And, you know, reading things and learning things about other scam influencers.
It's giving me life.
Still vote for a Mel Robbins video. You got it. It's coming. I need to talk about Teal Swan because now people are asking for it because the Hulu documentary is coming out and the episodes are coming out. So I've been sleeping on. I mean, I know about Teal Swan. Obviously, I've been like gathering stuff, but there's so much that it's like, oh man. So it's good timing. So that's coming soon too. And oh yeah, I was watching this too. I've been watching their videos to help me prepare for my videos. And yeah, she's also, one thing I found that's pretty surprising is that there's some discrepancies in her background story. So we'll have to talk about that as well in the video. Send me a picture of them. I will not be Burnstown. Yo, what's up? We're in Burnstown. Bow, bow. Welcome. Anyways, okay. And then Cringefluencers is this Thursday on Cringefluencers YouTube channel. Check it out. Me and Camellia, who is also a creator in this space, we talk about influencers. We recently talked about Lisa Bilyeu. I'll show you. I'll bring up the page and then we can look and then everyone can go to sleep. Oh, also, is anyone watching, this is totally unrelated. Is anyone watching on Hulu, speaking of Hulu, Hulu, Candy with Jessica Biel? So far, so good. I am enjoying it immensely. Here's which I was referencing. We talked about Lisa Bilyeu. We talked about Brene Brown, but the Brene Brown one, we talked a lot about her outfit choices and not as much about her content. So just be warned. Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. Lots of stuff. Lots of things about vampires and such. We talked about The Secret. We talked about my number one fave, Natasha Granzino, a.k.a. one of the biggest scammers of all time. But we'll deal with that on this channel at some time in the future. And Jenna Kutcher was also talked about. And Marie Forleo. Anyways, all these people we talked about, but they're long videos, so they're more like, they're not like all, they're you know? You know? Everyone's like, what is she talking about? But no, I think some of the topics that we talked about on Cringefluencers, we will talk about on this channel in a more edited form. That's what I'm trying to say. So Burnstown, population, you. Teal Swan City. Teal Swan City is coming up too. All right, everybody. This is to promote FOMO for everyone. Again, no pressure to join the Patreon. That's just an option. I will always be on YouTube with free content, and I just appreciate you joining and being a part of this community. And I love you guys, and I'm rooting for you guys, each and every one of you. It's gonna rock star it out. Ooh, Amanda Bynes, that's a good one. There's a lot to talk about there too. Okay, but if you are so inclined, your name will be added to this title page that I'm about to show right now, and you can live forever in Kia's world history. We're going on tour, guys. Okay. Good night. See ya. I don't love you because I don't know you personally, but spread the love to your friends and family. Peace out.